Oh.
Bless you. Bless you. You know, I've also been sneezing this morning, and I was streaming earlier, and people were like, "Are you sick?" I'm like, "No, I'm 40." Like, when I wake up in the morning, I do the dad, and, you know.
Couple noises.
That whole thing.
Couple noises. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, where are we starting?
Hey, Wooly from Wooly Versus. How are you?
Hello, Pat stares at.
How are you? Are you having a good day today? You sleep well?
Yeah, not that much. Not that much, but you know, we're trying to make do with what we got. Okay, so yeah, a billion announcements, a billion things.
4 billion things at the same time.
Yep. Self-discoveries.
Did you do anything? Have you done anything of particular note and interest with your week before we dive into that shit?
Well, there's one, you know, as I've always said, as Stellar Blade's strongest soldier, I have now discovered that I'm apparently going to be playing this for the first time. There is there's a whole lot going on there, and I saw some weaves and I saw some dodges and I saw some punches, and I didn't know, you know, I didn't know that was going on over there.
You played Stellar Blade this week?
I did not play Stellar Blade this week. No.
Okay, I feel like you just soared past my question.
No, this week I went back to Mina the Hollower and I tried another hand at it, and what I discovered was slowing it down and basically playing, just walking and just slowing the pace of the game down to like perhaps like 3 times as slow as I was progressing is the way forward, you know, not just running up to things and fighting them, but just waiting, letting them come to you, poking, moving your way forward. I cleared the first tower, which you can go to multiple, but the one I cleared out was...
Yeah, you can go to anything in any order.
I went to the graveyard one.
Yeah, that's the easiest one. That's the one I went to as well.
And then I think the feeling of that was, you know, okay, well, not to always grab a FromSoft reference, but literally just like it felt like slowing down the pace as bigger enemies came at you it just becomes mandatory. You can't go.
Well, because they'll walk into your hits.
Yeah. And then there's things that I'm swinging at that are like, you take like 10 to or plus more hits to kill, and you kill me in 2 or 3, you know? Yeah. But I
you got to get those bones.
Yeah, I think I figured out the flow of that a little bit better. And the way that you walk around and just boss fights erupt out of nowhere constantly is kind of nuts.
It's all the time.
Yeah, which I like a good boss fight. It's cool. Although, like, I came back to town from, I guess, the wrong side, and then picked a fight with a rival. Who?
No, that one happens when you do the first tower.
Okay. And I noticed as I was fighting him that, like, every hit I did so little that I was like, am I not the correct strength for this?
Maybe it's possible.
It felt very strange. It felt,
because I did like a spiral out, like, for a while. I did like 8 hours before I tackled the graveyard, and I had boned up like 6, 7, 8 times.
Okay, I was trying to save money because I saw the weapons I wanted to try, so I was trying to save money to go get the weapons and try them. And perhaps the game doesn't like that.
Yeah, no, it's not that the game doesn't like that. It's just like you went wide and you didn't go tall.
Yeah.
Right?
So I only boned up maybe once or twice to strengthen myself.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that would do it. Because like the thing that I do with almost everything ever, Like I do it in Pragmata, I do it in this, I do it in anything that I buy things. I just buy the cheapest item so I can get the most everything.
Okay. So
right. So like at the shop that sells you hearts, right? The first one's like 500. It's like snap that one up. Snap up the sub-weapon one. Snap up this next one.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't do that. I go for the things that I want the most / are going to affect my game the most. So...
Well, I would say having attack power and life would help.
True. But I guess the weapon I'm going to interface the video game world with entirely is a humongous deal to me. I need to know which one of these I want to wield and how they feel and make a decision on that.
Well, that's why they give you the choice of all three to play around in the
Which
intro.
I didn't get to do because I picked up the hammer and then I guess I walked one tile too high and then it forced the event to occur. Right? So I only got...
Well, then you need to take that up with past.
Well, I don't know what to say, but the point is that the thing I care about trying is the weapons, and I want to buy and play them to see what they feel like. And if the decision to spend my money on that is the incorrect one, well, that sucks.
No, Wooly, stop. You're literally going, why is it so hard? I never leveled up.
So... So I was what I said was it's totally possible that that's the case.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I did level up, like, again, not like 6 or 7 times. I did level up, like, I think twice by the point I was walking back to town. But I don't know. I'm also like...
When you say twice, do you mean like 2 rotations around the whole all the stats?
No,
like attack
no,
and defense?
no. So what did I do? I literally I got enough bones to upgrade the attack. I got everything up to 1,000, I think. So I did that one like upgrade of everything, and then I think I upgraded attack a second time to 2,500. And then I had enough money to be able to buy a weapon back at the shop afterwards. So I said, instead of spending the rest of my money on like the levels, I'll put them in so that I can go back and go shopping.
Okay, so the main thing is that I did quite a bit. Like I played way more of it, and those like level ups represent like enormous increases in like life, like specifically defense. Like it's one of those things where like the bar doesn't seem to grow all that much, but like it is a huge increase to how many hits you can take.
Okay. Well, I guess I fought. Yeah, so I fought the boss and beat it, and then the climbing up the tower was cool. And then walking back to town.
I did like 3 towers before I realized you don't have to jump in all the holes.
Oh, really?
You just have to get to the top.
Oh, I thought jumping in the holes was kind of the point. Okay.
It pushes the electricity further down, so you have more time to get bones, but it's actually totally pointless.
Yeah.
Well, aside from getting the bones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess, yeah, like, is this a case where I should restart and do different things with my money? Like,
no, just when I described it as having spiraled from the town is, the long and short of it is that every single step you take from the center of town, the game gets harder, in every direction. Right. So if you went like all the way to the right, like in the graveyard, right, and that was pretty brutal, right, then go 1 slot up, 1 slot down, 1 slot left, and then in the natural like course of that, you will just bone up a bunch of times and get a ton of trinkets. Like it's basically the Elden Ring situation, right? Where it's like, man, this is like I ran into like basically what happened is I would explore to like straight south until something kicked my teeth in, and then I would explore southeast until something kicked my teeth in, and then I would explore east until something kicked my teeth in, and then I did that 3 times, and then after the 3rd run of that, I went east to the graveyard, and it still kicked my teeth in, but I managed.
So yeah, I've been getting my teeth kicked in all over the place, but I managed.
It's tough. It's a tough game.
Yeah. And like I said, I just like my whole thing of like changing the mentality to being maximum patience, maximum slowdown, maximum poke once run, maximum wait for them to do their pattern and then only swing. You know the thing you do when you're fighting a Souls boss that you literally just can't get in a word edgewise except for after this one telegraphed attack? Like doing
absolutely.
that to a couple of things, which got me to beating that rival after many tries.
So I beat it on my first shot. And I was wondering if it would if the rival left and didn't let you do it again.
No, so
but in fact it forces you. It's like you can't come back to town until you
had to do it. You had to do it. It was in a place where his whip was, killing me in, like I said, it was doing enough to kill in about 3 hits, I'd say, or so. Maybe that's off. And in terms of how much damage I'd swing at him, each swing was like a slight amount of his life bar going down. So that fight took a long time to do, and I did kind of go, okay, this is a case too of I'm sure weapon damage factors in here.
So when you level up the weapon, it doesn't actually seem to do more damage. You just get more moves.
Okay.
But some of the moves do more damage.
Okay. I struggled through and I beat him eventually and kind of went, okay, I think this is where the game wants me to be right now. And then I kind of confirmed it with going to buy my third weapon or second weapon. And then the game's like, here's another boss fight. Right. So.
Oh man, that is supposed to. I am of the opinion that is supposed to stop you
from getting
from doing
weapon.
What you were doing,
yeah.
Right? Because if you're good enough to beat that boss and get your second weapon, they're like, you don't need these health upgrades. Yeah. You can just buy whatever you want.
I did get the third weapon.
I'm checking back, and with my dagger, which is the least powerful weapon. I was doing maybe 1/15 health to him, but I was doing bop bop bop.
Yeah, it
per opening.
But it was a completely ridiculous amount of damage being done. I did beat him, and
he had to hit me 5 or 6 times to kill me.
Yeah. So basically, after fighting him and beating him, I'm like, okay. This game is just this is what it's throwing at me. And yeah, I'm sure that I've got to get those levels up as well to compete or so. But that's another case too of the thing that I don't like as much, the tile platforming. It's asking you to do immense amounts of tile platforming in those fights.
They put out a little dev diary kind of thing that showed off with a lot of animated GIFs how they balance the tile platforming.
Okay.
And it's really interesting. They have something called Pit Sweat, which is Mina turns a slightly lighter shade and has little sweat bubbles up when she's on the edge. But they also give you hang time over pits.
Okay.
Your jump is physically longer if you're going over a bottomless pit.
Okay, there's a little bit of invisible collision.
Yeah.
But it's not just for pits though. I'm talking about jumping over, for example, whips or lava.
Yeah. No, I mean it all counts as damaging surface.
Yeah. And then also tracking where an exploding rock that's coming in 4 directions towards you, tracking the trajectories of that stuff as well gets a little bit dicey and tricky because it's falling from the sky, not coming from the north. So the things that fall from the sky down to the ground versus traveling towards you from the north, and a little just things like that. I'm still just unfortunately, just it's the way the game is displayed. But you just got to get used to that and learn it.
One of the things that you mentioned, specifically about the platforming, leads to one of my complaints that you haven't gotten to yet. My only complaint, and I know why they do it, but my only real complaint is that there are a lot of trinkets that you get that have super fucking powerful effects. really powerful effects that in most games would just become part of your core
permanently.
kit.
Yeah.
So there's a trinket that if you jump and hold the button, you float. Your descent floats more slowly, and it gives you a full extra square of platforming.
Wow.
But it takes a trinket slot.
Of which,
and I'm like,
those are premium.
They're very premium. You get like 5 tops.
Okay. I have 2 right now, and they're like set to resurrect from death and I think suck items in.
Suck items in.
Yeah. So those are both really essential feeling.
It does have the Hollow Knight thing, though, where there are some that are like, this is pretty shit. But then you find one that it pairs with like perfectly.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Like there's one that when you get hit, you don't lose plasma off the heal.
Okay.
And there's one that makes you drink your vial instantly, and you can't have the vial knocked off of you. And those two together make the heal way better.
Interesting. I can see that having completed the dungeon and getting and fought a triple back to back of 3 bosses in a row, because I literally went from dungeon clear to back to town to buy the weapon.
Oh, that thing is intense.
Yeah, and I kind of went, okay, I see what this is. I have to be, and especially the pacing change that I'm describing, I have to be in a mood to play this game, and that mood is going to come when I have some time and some patience to like.
Oh, it really demands
an
extreme amount of patience, because it's not just like the enemy. You have to give enemies their turn.
Yeah.
Right. It's also like I'm looking at some of my footage from before, and I'm like, that's a secret. That's a secret. That's a secret. Like on the one screen, like I was spending like 15, 25 minutes on single screens just going, how do I get in there? How do I get in there? How the fuck do I get in there? And the really fun bit is that there's often like multiple different ways to get in there. Like I used that floating thing that I described earlier to jump some pits that I probably wouldn't be able to. And I'm like, there's no other way to get through this pit. And then people pointed out, like, you could use the bicycle to get through the pit, or you could throw one of the bouncy pads across the pit, or you could get the burrow that shoots you farther to get across the pit. And I'm like, wow, it's a lot. I thought there was only going to be one solution.
Yeah, I feel like between the pacing difficulty and platforming, that like this requires for me, I have to sit down and be fully concentrated playing it. Can't be doing other stuff or listening to other stuff, whatever. This is not a podcast. This is not a podcast game. This is not a I'm done for the day, time to sit back and relax kind of thing. You have to sit down and fully engage with it, and that means that mood doesn't come as often as my I need to relax right now mood. So I'll come back to this game sometimes here and there, but that shit's real, man. Like
I have found this game to be an enormous source of what I call eustress. Right? It's good stress. Like I got into a flow state for like 15 straight hours on this. I think it's one of the best games I've played definitely this year in quite a while. But at the same time, I look at it and I feel the same way I did about Silksong. It's quite difficult. Mm-hmm. It's not as difficult as Silksong. It's quite difficult, and it's very particular about how it wants you to engage with it. It wants to engage with it. It wants you to engage with it in the exact way that they designed you to engage with it.
Yeah, I think that Silksong is a really good comparison. For me, it feels like the difference is that when, like, I love the amount of polish in both, and like that's what's keeping me like interested here. When I feel like I pull it off in Silksong, like the highs I get and the rewards are much stronger for what I'm doing, and in Mina, I'm still chugging against some of that bad friction. I'm still like not satisfied with some of the platforming things and the movement things, and I'm still not satisfied with some. I don't know exactly. Just there's some parts of it that are not 100% as
That's a vibe check kind of thing.
and I will say that, like, I'm hoping to see, like, those moments in Silk Song of like fighting one of those like real bosses and then getting like, oh fuck, like locked into that feeling. I want to get that to that equivalent here and see how good that goes, because climbing the tower is a really awesome post boss fight fun thing to do. It's a little bonus level,
and it's all mode 7 and shit,
and it's dynamic and feels really interesting and stuff. But like, Silk Song, Lost Sinner, Last Sinner, anyway, and final boss and all the enemies that really, really require you to like sit the fuck up and pay attention, coming through that struggle at the end feeling like relief and like a super high and a rush from that. I'm hoping this game can hit those for the difficulty that it's requesting, of me. Yeah. Because if it's asking this much difficulty but doesn't hit those highs, I'm going to have a more sour experience for it, if that makes sense.
Oh, so I think you might run into trouble, because at the point that I was at with you, I had already had like huge highs.
Gotcha.
Right, like the going through the crypt and fighting a bunch of getting the escort quest puzzle, right, through the final part of the crypt, followed by the bosses there, followed by the tower, followed by surprise boss fight on the way back to the fucking town, shithead. I was just like fucking in love. Mm-hmm. I was absolutely in love.
Mm-hmm. I think too,
this is just like a game that was like made for me. Like, it was just absolutely like everything about it, like, just pushes all of my buttons in all the right way. And I don't know when I'm going to get back to playing it, because some fucking stuff going on right now.
I think too that part of that feeling I'm describing also comes from, like, as the escalation occurs, how much can you do in response? And Hornet can, right off the bat, you've got your dive, your bounce, you've got your dashes, and you've got a whole lot of like cool shit you're doing that you're staying alive with. And right now with Mina, I need to still get more of that stuff. Like, I know there's the dash heal, that's a consumable, and then ultimately diving is the main dynamic thing you're doing with precision, but maybe with more tools or with more more that I have yet to unlock.
It's essentially like Mina's not as fast as Hornet is. Like, that, she has similar options. Her burrow is better than anything that Hornet has, because it renders you completely invincible.
Yeah.
And you have the same amount of directions, left, right, up, down. It's just from a slightly different perspective.
Yeah. And then there's just that little like dopamine rush that comes from like bouncing off of shit with Hornet and redirecting in air and dashing, hit the wall, jump off, bounce again, and that fun stuff. Like, you get that dodge with
that's a fundamental property of like the 2D setting. You can't exactly do that with
exactly
Mina, unless there are a couple of there's like some. Well, I ran into a couple micro dungeons that had you doing that style of platforming off of like bounce pads, and timing, like moving bounce pads.
Who else does that? Shovel Knight.
That's true.
So that is like it is it's just fundamentally there's a part of the camera angle here to it. So, in any case though, I love how fucking just like. Again, the polish is awesome. You get to the top of that tower and you activate and you get a nice little like letter and you sleep and the whole moment is everything about the way it's happening and the characters and all that are again, it's all the love that they put into their previous work, establishing this world. So I am engaged by this, but I am just I'm not in love, and I want to be, but that's where Mina the Hollower is at. I mean, that beyond like that stuff, finished off Pragmata.
Oh yeah. By the way, I got to tell you, Moon's Closed is a great title. I texted you that. I don't know if you got it.
Thank you.
Moon's Closed is an A+ title for the end of that shit.
That is a really good game. That is one of my games of the year. That is a strong beginning, middle, and end. and it does the great thing, which is by the time you wrap up Pragmata, there's still more game for you in the form of, besides the challenge missions and things that you're unlocking. Like if you just go through the game, deal with all the main red rooms, and then progress picking up weapons as they come to you, there's still a whole lot you haven't gotten. And when you finish it and then load it back up, there's a full-on, like, here is a DLC that is not DLC. It's just just on the game, you know? You have a whole other area and set of challenges to go just check out that felt as if it were a DLC pack. So great in terms of just extra content there, and the amount and the way that the game is flowing, and the type of hacking and puzzling and combat interplay that you're doing by the end is phenomenal. There's a whole weapon type I didn't even really get to use because it was based on clearing the bingo boards. Where there's one weapon that's like a mine that
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh, okay. So there's yeah. there's a whole subsystem of like you collect these little items, these coins, and you spend each one on a grid system, and then when you clear a bingo on the grid, you get a reward. So if you clear a triple bingo, you get a second reward, and you clear the whole board, all 5, then you get like an even bigger one, you know? And there's real weapons and stuff to get on this board as a bonus board, you know?
That's awesome.
One of the things it has is a weapon that is a mine that you can plant, and when it explodes, it detonates a hack subroutine of your choice onto the enemy that detonates it.
Ooh, I like
so you can start piecing together more and more synergies, right? Very, very cool. And then
I like that a lot.
So anyway, Pragmata finishes strong.
Should I play that?
I mean, it's one of my games of the year. I love it.
Because like that game got like just pushed by God and fate off my schedule. I did the sponsored stream, and then I was like, I'm gonna get to it this week, and then like 3 fucking weeks in a row, I'm just like, there's other fucking shit. And then I'm just watching you like having a ball for it, and I'm like, should I go back to that? Would people want me to go back to that?
I mean, with your hours, you'd blow through it. It would go.
Yeah,
it would go really quick.
So I was actually thinking about if and when I went back to it, probably next week, I would start the fucking game over. I played it for 90 minutes as part of the sponsor. Like I don't fucking remember how to shoot that game anymore.
So you know that thing you're just talking about, where like you get an item or like a ring, for example, in Mina, and you go, oh, maybe this will be a good thing with another build, and you can see some synergies.
Yeah.
Every new thing you get in this game fires off your synergy synapses. Every single thing something gets introduced, you go, oh wait, how would that work with this? Does that combine with that? And then you can and let you feel every time they introduce anything, you feel that constantly, and that feels great. I love the idea of like, hold on a minute, is the sky the limit on this? And it's like, yeah, it actually is, because like the real problem is your own human ability to parse the information fast enough. But if you can, you have amazing synergy with heat builds and what's it? Is it called looping? I forget. There's one that's just like every time you hack, it keeps the combo going and it restarts the hack again. And it's like,
oh, okay.
And it's like, you can keep fighting and keep hacking and keep fighting and keep hacking. And like, for as much bonus as you can handle, as long as you can handle it while you're getting your shit rocked, you know?
Right.
Chaining.
You know what game does not have that level of synergy, and in fact has no just learn the system and do it pussy? Onimusha Way of the Sword.
It does.
Onimusha has the system, and it says use the system to beat up the enemies.
That being said, as a fan of dodging, as a fan of parries, and as a fan of Miyamoto Musashi and Sasaki Kojiro, I really enjoyed that demo.
I really enjoyed it with one, and I mean one big fucking butt.
The difficulty is non-existent.
It's piss easy. It's
it's non-existent.
Like there, when the Genma kick down the doors in the courtyard, and they're like 20 guys. They're gonna come at you. It took me like 25 seconds.
So if you walk up to an enemy and press the attack button to kill it, you will just do so in a combo. So
it feels like it's on lower than easy, like demo easy, like
right now,
game journo mode.
Right now, the fun of a dodge and a parry is at your leisure. If you choose,
at your whims.
If you want to style on things and have fun, which I wanted to do, then walk up to something, wait for it to swing at you, and then try to counter it and do the stuff that way. But if you want to just face fuck everything and mash the attack button, everything will die before you see a single mechanic.
So what I really like is that, by the way, what control method did you use? The action one or the one where you hold L1 to parry?
Action.
Okay, because it's really strange to me that they labeled the one where you hold L1 to block as for those less experienced with action games. That's the old Onimusha control scheme.
Mm-hmm.
In Onimusha, you hold L1 to block. So I'm going to go and put it on the...
But that was also Resident Evil camera, right?
Yeah, it was. I'm glad, because I ran into a problem with Silent Hill F, and you could probably adhere to this. Silent Hill F, I ran into a big problem with it, which is wow, this dodge acts as a parry. There's a perfect dodge in Silent Hill F, and I'm wow, it's really, really powerful. If you can do the perfect dodge in Silent Hill F, I think it's 14 frames. A lot of the game's combat becomes completely ruined because you just stunt on these fucking guys. But if you can't, the game's actually probably pretty tough. And it's the whole game's difficulty boils down to, can you react to an enemy attack in 14 frames or not? And the answer for you and me is absolutely 100%.
Can you do it? Can you hit a drive impact?
Right. And Onimusha says, okay, for those of you who can. Well, how about instead of parrying it, you start issening these fucks instead?
Mm-hmm. Now,
right.
What was really, again, for a game that does not present you with the challenge to do so, the ways that you can beat these enemies are numerous.
Vast and diverse.
The spinning wheel enemy lizard can be parried to the left, to the right, redirected into other enemies.
You turn an enemy charging you into a projectile.
You can parry it forward and then deflect it and then isen in. If an arrow is being shot at you, you can deflect it back, or you can dodge left, right, or forward through it. There's so many ways to counter and stylishly do the clash system, where you have to don't hit the same strength button, hit the different button to counter it, and a lot of that going on. Where between that and the way the camera's working, there's almost moments of Sekiro feeling gameplay more than Onimusha feeling gameplay, but there's just this basic level thing where walking up to an enemy and swinging at it, the enemies don't block. Right. Well, not much. Yeah. Not much. They take damage.
The people in chat are saying the folks from Capcom were like, no, it'll be much harder in the full release.
Yeah. So what I think exactly, and you'll probably have to juice it up even from there. That Sasaki fucking Kojiro boss fight though, Gainu Ryu, all the check marks.
I wish I could have enjoyed it for more than 45 seconds.
I watched some replays of people clearing it, though. You can beat it going... it seems like there's a timer that starts from the moment the fight starts, because I saw some people beat it completely in different ways. However, if you spend some of that time slow walking... to the side as he walks to the side casually, you're wasting precious time, but you're farming aura. And what's more important than that? You slow walked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't
just he was going left, I was going right.
You gotta meet the energy and fucking come at each other at the same time. I loved that feeling, and I'm I can't wait for this plus the difficulty of it, because you get Every time you dodge, it looks really cool. Every time you clash and then avoid and then come in low or high, it looks great. And then you get that weakness system of like, okay, do you want to go for more damage or do you want to go for resources? Like, what do you want to take out?
Resources every time.
You know,
give me these souls.
I mean,
bro.
this demo's about to end. Whatever, who cares? But in the long run, yeah, level yourself the fuck up.
I'll fight this boss for as long as I fucking want.
That being said, when you got to your what would be a Neo level up shrine, notice that it was just save game. You know?
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen what you'll actually be leveling up.
If there even is like that heavy of a level up system. I don't know what happened after the first Onimusha game.
I mean, you played
only
one.
One.
Yeah, Onimusha has a level up system.
Yeah, so did 2, 3, and 4 kind of like go further with it?
They didn't really go nuts with it. It's like, do you want which sword do you want to upgrade? Which magic do you want to upgrade? Do you want to upgrade your health? Stuff like that. And like I think it was moves sometimes, but not a lot.
And also Sekiro is when you're picking up a secondary weapon, it's a special button, not a sword replacement, which again, yeah, it's Onimusha, right? So getting those daggers out for a little bit of an extra style, it feels good. Feels good. I think the game at high difficulty or at like more than what it is there is going to be awesome.
I'm glad that you can let me know on the week after September 24th, because Capcom Samurai action game is like dead last in my priorities that week.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
I mean, look, we can get to the September fucking orgy in a moment. I guess beyond that, in terms of weeks, that's pretty much it. So I played those games, and then upcoming, of course, is our journey into what's the continent called? What's the planet? Eorzea. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. So we're starting that tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. I'm going to be starting a little bit earlier than you because I'm going to be chit-chatting, and also I'm going to be setting up New Game Plus stuff. But yes, I'm going to be starting at noon Pacific, and Wooly, I believe you're going to be starting at 12:30 Pacific. That's what you have listed on your schedule.
In your time.
That's why I said Pacific.
Sorry. 3:30 Eastern. Yes.
Yes, that's usually when I say 12 or 12:30 Pacific. I'm usually referring to Pacific time. Brain. Are you good, man?
No, just when you said 12:30, I panicked, and then you said Pacific, and I was whatever. All right. Like, did I?
I'm not getting up at 9 a.m. to do this after today, bro. Oh my god.
No, this is an extremely poor week to pack in more special things.
Wildly poor.
So.
Don't worry about it.
All right, jumping into that. Yep, and we'll see who rolls through. I've got some friends that are going to pop around and come hang out.
I'm very certain that we're going to encounter a wide variety of a cast of characters.
Yeah. And you said that like we'll go into some of these dungeons with sometimes 4, sometimes more, depending on.
I mean, you'd have to get pretty goddamn far to need 8.
Okay.
You that's not for weeks and weeks.
Oh,
if you get there.
Okay.
The first 8 is like at past level cap for Realm Reborn.
Okay. The funny thing is, in my brain, I'm like, I know that the game is fighting a big thing and dodging squares, and
that's correct. That is, but it's also simultaneously playing a rhythm game.
But I'm also like, I don't know what it is when you're not fighting a big thing and dodging squares. Like,
how do
you fight small things?
You fight small things. You get 5 boar asses every now and then.
And are they in the middle of a giant grid that you have to dodge on?
No, they're in a fucking open field.
Yeah, so that's what
where you would commiserate.
So that's what I mean.
Your party.
The idea of the arena like raid looking version of the game. I don't know what there's the that version of it looks like.
I mean, you ever seen footage of World of Warcraft?
Wow, yes, I have seen.
Yeah, and like that. That's your open world like basic guts.
Okay. Well, so yeah, we'll be starting that out tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes. And the...
By the way, if you have any questions about it ahead of time, I put up a Blue Sky thread where I was answering a bunch of shit that y'all were asking about the mechanics of doing this shit.
Is it the mechanics or is it the wool mechanics?
It's both.
Okay.
It's stuff like, hey, what are you going to do about people being like assholes in the vicinity? And I'm like, I'm going to tell Wooly to disable shout chat on in the chat window. Right? Because people can just walk in and go, oh, he was behind it all. And like, okay, yeah, no, you turn off shout chat and probably say, and you leave party chat on so that only cool kids can actually talk to you. And, well, what are you going to do about people crowding NPC? You know, remember when you did the near thing? The crowding NPCs, you can't click on them. It's like, actually, they put in a feature that if there's a quest NPC, players phase off 30 feet from them.
Ah. Okay.
So that doesn't happen anymore, because that was a thing that kept happening all the time.
I look forward to seeing the betting sheet on how fast the bounce off is, what I'm going to play, how it's going to look.
I don't know if you saw, there was a thread of people doing like real money bets.
I didn't see it, but I'm assuming there is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there is at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, again, perfectly
and
normal.
Like some of those people, I was like, bro, you're shooting high. Even I'm like, bro, you're shooting real high.
Big fan of when people carve out an Amigara fault hole. I
gotta be honest. I'm also mentally running that bet against myself, but I have like the ability to influence it. So I'm basically gambling against myself.
Sure. But yeah, at the very least, you know, I have an account that I'm installed, and I'm looking at the boot up screen.
Does the boot up screen do when you boot it up now, does it do A Realm Reborn? Like the boot up screen?
It played the intro.
No, but like with the title, does it say A Realm Reborn? And it's blue?
I don't think so. I think it just says Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, that's perfect. That's what I mean. And it's a blue background.
It's a blue background
going on.
Yeah.
Okay, because what they added that in a patch like a long time ago. I didn't know if it was default, that because you're like, 5 expansions behind, as you hit the expansion, the title screen changes as if you were of the year that it came out. I see.
Okay. It just says free trial and whatever stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
And like for all that stuff that is like free trial oriented, for the record, I'm like, I'll take a sub for a minute and then unsub if I need to smooth out any of this shit. Like I don't.
Well, I don't care.
No,
don't do that. Don't do that. Because here's what happens. Here's what happens to everybody who does that. They go, man, I'm annoyed by these free trial mechanics. And so they sub at like level 45, and then it comes time to resub the next month, and like, I don't really want to. But then once they've subbed once, the rest of the free trial just disappears on them.
Oh, you don't get.
Once you've subbed, you have to sub forever. You'll never be able to use the free trial again. You can't go back
to it.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
I see. Oh, that's
no. The trick is
mean.
you play your free trial, and then you're like, either I've hit the level cap and I'm done with this, or no, I'm proper in. All right, here's my subscription.
That's mean. Okay, unless you start.
It's the trap that comes along with getting to play to level 80 with 4 expansions for
unless
free.
You throw out your account and start from scratch,
which you'd be fucking stupid to do that. That's a crazy person's task.
I mean, in my case, I don't have anything else on it. Like, I booted up I logged into the Squeenix account. And it said, "Welcome back, Super Best." And I'm like, I was like, what game did we use this for?
Do you have like do you remember what like birthday you have on that account?
No, it was all me, but it was something we played at some point, and it was just it had the display info from whatever game we played that needed it. Yeah,
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not using this Squeenix account. I have not in a goddamn.
That's
long
really
time.
fucking funny.
That is going down.
Make sure you have all the information, because that account management sucks.
And then I'm going to be continuing the fucking Big Top on Thursday.
Oh, just the best.
What
the best one.
Loving this case. Such a good case. You know, I just hope it goes on forever.
If you want to feel better, it's all uphill from here,
Good
buddy.
to hear. Good to hear.
All up here.
Because you know what the case really needed is one more creep at the finish line, you know, to really just throw it all in. So that's fine. And then, hey, look at that. We slamming?
Oh, we slamming!
We slamming.
You know what's really fun, Willie? When the Sajam Slam gets announced, shout out to Sajam, love you, buddy.
Shout out.
And runs down the list. And of course, you're watching the stream or you're watching the VOD to get to the part where they mention your name. And you're like, are they like, hey, this guy's a TFT streamer and you know him from here? Or is there a story attached to your fucking name?
Yeah.
And for both of us, we got a story attached to our names, which is fun. Sajam described how he reached out to you and how you were like, already signed it out. And Sajam felt dumb because he didn't even check before talking to you.
I'm waiting in the lobby, bro. Where you at?
Yeah, and it's like, all right, you beat him this round. And for my personal thing, he gets to my name and he goes, this guy. And I go, oh man, he was in the lobby practicing with people and he was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so rusty. I don't know how to play. I just started a couple days ago. And he's coming in with skins from every season and he's playing like 9 different characters in the fucking practice. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm just a little guy, dude. I'm just a little birthday boy and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to play video games.
Why you always lying?
I think
you can downplay your character. You can't downplay yourself, Pat.
I think the funniest thing is like I got to meet Grims. I'm like, hey Grims, pleased to meet you. And he's a very nice, polite guy. And like he's like, yeah, I just started playing like 3-4 days ago. How about you? I was like, I don't know, I just started. And then we played a couple matches, and he's like, I don't know.
So
and I have like the current battle passes skins.
So then,
and he's like,
then Sajam proceeded to later in the stream specify that Pat is a top 6 seed in the group player list. So yes, you are in the top 6 seeds of the advanced players.
He said that last time, and I lost my matches. So obviously, that seeding was incorrect. Obviously, if I was such a good seed, then I should have won my match.
Clearly. Here's what I said.
That's how.
Here's what I said. I'm like, you can put me at whatever you think my level is here. I am a plastic bronze rookie when it comes to duos. My ranking as a duo player is infinite dog shit.
It's funny.
I am only good by myself.
We would in an ideal world, we would be practicing and playing together. I think we are both going to be the same seed for sure.
I think
there is like a 0% chance
and
that we end up on the same team.
And as much as the Castle Super Beast team meme would have been fun, which legitimately I was hoping for.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but like there's no way. We're the same. We're definitely the same approximate strength.
And he confirmed as such. And said, "Yeah, no, y'all can't play together."
that would be unfair, but it would be unfair in our favor. So come on.
So I was looking at it, going. So I was thinking that based on the way the last setup worked, I figured that would be likely because he basically had a different level at each team. You know, each grouping was everyone was paired off at like 4 or 5 different ranks. But this time, because of the system, it seemed like, oh well, it might be possible this time. Because of the duo system, you know?
Yeah.
But even then, it's still being distributed more flat than that. But what I will say for anyone who didn't see it is that the slam format for this one is really cool.
It's a round robin.
One thing is it's more matches. More people are going to play more matches, which is always great. Because
we ran into some scary moments at the last one where some people's weak player, like younger players, were really good on their brackets, And it was like, are the coaches not going to get to play? Is seed 1 and 2 not going to get to play?
Yeah, it is interesting. So like now you have a system where 1, everyone's in a duo the whole time, and 2, everything is going to be about rotating between duos with some of the one of the 2 coaches, because each team has 2 coaches now. Or
can you hold that thought for a second? I have to be right back. It's very important.
RB. Right. So there's this
Caboose. Will you be in the slam? You will.
There's this whole cool new thing happening with the Sajam Slam 2XKO format, but it was best described by Shumimi via a JPEG of a bunch of people just punching and kicking in a dust ball cloud, and at the bottom it says, what was the word? Slam.
I don't know.
It was like slamtation or like something. I forgot what the word at the bottom was, but anyway, it was Shumimi just.
Yo, I fought Shumi the other day. She got way stronger since the last slam.
Yeah, slamtaneous.
Like
there you
way
go.
Stronger.
So, actually, Shumimi and I were paired up together in a little test thing yesterday. So we.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, so I got to play and see, and like she's got a great teamo, and.
Yeah, she improved massively. She was a brand new beginner player when she was on my team with Cloud and Javi and them, and Shima the Tiger.
And she carried some matches last night, that I dropped. So she's great. Also, like, love the whole like brain VTuber jar like gimmick thing going.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, just a whole lot going on there. You know what it is. Like, I'm seeing this. I'm checking out the stream and I'm seeing everything going on there, and I'm like, oh, effort.
What do you mean?
Look at the effort. I remember being younger and like being like, all the effort. No. We are professional phone-it-ins, folks.
Speak for yourself. I'm streaming like 12 hours today. Yeah, how fucking tired I am. I got up at 5:30 to do the fucking Nintendo thing.
I do. I enjoy her and her setup and her stuff.
Oh no, she's great.
Very, very cool.
I also had a really fun experience the other day where I was practicing with Deathy and Zendrea, and just like running my Teemo fucking nightmare. I play Teemo Blitz, and I was running the hook you in, cross you up with Teemo nightmare nonsense, and they were just like fucking super tilted. I'm like, what am I supposed to do there? I'm like, well, if you're in that situation, the only thing you can do is die.
Yeah.
And now the Zen's posting like anti-Teemo rhetoric memes in the fucking chat, and it's like, yeah, all right.
So there's one part of this that I wasn't too sure of code going in, which is like when it comes to like everything that happens like prior to the actual slam dates. Like, I know that, like, you know, you jump in there, you get some training and you practice and you do whatever you can. And I figure, like, with everyone on your team and stuff, it's going to be difficult to coordinate the times and hours and stuff to get people together. But
didn't have that much of a problem last time. Everybody just kind of moved their whole life out of the way to do it.
So it seems like that's kind of how that worked with you guys had some yapper practice, streams going through and stuff. And so
it was pretty much every single day someone would be on in the evening hours, and you'd hop on and practice.
So that's kind of what I'm expecting. We'll see how it actually goes. When they announce the teams and stuff. However,
we're in the awkward spot right now where everyone's practicing, but
nobody knows what it's going to be.
So I was fighting Box and Box Cubed on a team.
We're not the same person. Box 2 is not Box. Yes.
And I remember posting in Discord, wow, this Box guy is pretty tough. And Sajam was like, which one? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know which one of these guys is which.
Was it? Yeah,
but
the Braum or the Vi.
It was the Vi. The Vi. And I'm where everyone's practicing, everyone's playing matches, but like nobody knows if they're like
gonna fight each other or be on the same team
direct seed against them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, Wooly, you and me practice. Let's practice and get good together. That's a fucking terrible idea. We're just going to learn each other's fucking tricks.
So the classic, because this is what happens whenever I go somewhere and then I sit down and then they're like, all right, Wooly, you ready to play your first match? Cool. It's against Reggie. And I just go, get the fuck out of here. Right? That happens. And then, but then the other thing too, this is the real classic, is you want to go old school fighting game community. You at any tournament, you travel, someone comes to visit, they sit down and they jump in the casuals and they just start scoping. And you see motherfuckers post up and just start playing and trying to, like, oh, yo, you want to mess around? You want to play a couple of, and just doing whatever they can to go scope tech, gather data, etc. To the point where, like, God, we were doing the Twitch rivals. It was me and Maximilian, Team Wooly versus Team Max. We did a bunch of different games with the people on our teams. And, like, I think, like, Darkstalkers was one of those games, And Justin Wong is like, hey, yo, you want to jump on casuals and just run a couple sets and mess around? And I was like, I'll let you know. Let's see what's up. And then, like, Esteban is like, don't fall for that shit. He's trying to get data. You know what he's trying to do.
Like, listen, everyone helps everybody, and we're in the age of open information. But when it's like fucking 2 days from the event, don't fucking look at me.
Esteban is like, how dare you, Justin? How dare you try that shit?
Like, I think I described it last time, but like I we got the list, we got the teams, we got the seeds, and then I marked down every name that was on my seed, and I followed all of them, and anytime they started to stream 2XKO, I would hop in to be like, all right,
what's going on?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And that's when I learned, like, for example, Huntress had like a really solid Ari. And I was like, I'm going to scope this out and figure out what I can do. And the answer is, I don't know how to watch people's gameplay and absorb information. Like, I have to actually fight them and make a bunch of mistakes.
Yep. And you have to see them making mistakes too to really internalize that, which is a whole other layer of research. But ultimately, you're just going to fucking feel it. You're just going to jump in there and fucking swing, press buttons and see what happens. But there is that level too of just like, oh shit, well, here's this like prize pool, whatever thing, going on. And you're like, it's not a bad reason to not phone it in, and you want to try and play good. There's fucking money involved, right?
Yeah, but also there's money involved for specialty prizes, which we have not found out what those are yet. But something like best duo,
goofiest moment, silly, like coolest combo. Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say ultimately,
biggest comeback is probably in there, right?
Yeah. What I was ultimately going to say though was the thing that I wasn't aware of or wasn't too sure about coming in that I see now is kind of like there's an overall just kind of like everyone's hanging out in a room, and it's almost just like a big kind of chill hangout.
Very good vibes. Very good vibes.
And it's sort of just like, if you're, if people are asking for coaching, people are asking for matches and sets, and you just have to kind of throw yourself in there. I can see somebody who like is coming in brand new, being, shy or so about like putting yourself out there. There's a little bit of like, you have to put yourself into the mix, and get in there. But it's a really encouraging environment, and like the fact that there's like I guess twice as many coaches, or you know what I mean, like double coaches per team and everything, very, very cool. And even the fact that they have like coaches where it's like, okay, so there's going to be people that are there to help you walk through and talk to you about how to play and improve your game, like SQ, and then secondary coach Sonic Fox, who's like, if you don't know a bread and butter, don't talk to me. Sonic Fox is here to smooth out the edges and make sure that they can carry and destroy, but they're ultimately going to just be like, there's somebody here you can ask probably very specific questions to, or that you can like learn by example, but the encouraging parent, is going to be the other one. So that's a lot of fun. And so far, we'll see what's going on. But in terms of the dates, so next Monday, next Wednesday, and next Friday are going to be the 3 slam dates.
Busy days.
That is June 15th, June 17th, and June 19th. Senna.
Mark your calendars.
Senna and Thresh coming out right now.
Senna and Thresh, and a roguelike
Slay the Spire mode
as well.
Yeah.
And the pool, the fucking pool stages and costumes.
3 new stages.
Hey, Wooly.
Question? Do you have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah, what could that question be?
How do they fire half the team and the output increases by 300%?
Because the whole time it sounded like the regular downsize game plan of once you have a live team around that's smaller than the development team, they're going to keep things running and keep content going out, was still the plan that followed through. But if they did really, really well, they were going to be able to keep the extras on. That's it.
Because they're double dropping fucking characters now. And Thresh is a bonus.
And I think
he might have not even been planned for the season, but here he is.
But I think he showed up on the list. He showed up on the list. They have 3 new characters. They have 3 characters for the season that are there, and then they go here's a new one, and he's the next one coming, right? So they moved him up and put him in there. Also, you can see, and then between that and the designer talking about how they pulled out all the stops and everything, it's the hardest designed character they had to ever make. You can see that they went, we got to drop a lot of really cool shit and get people excited. So they're definitely responding to the downturn of that announcement, especially for folks that were saying hey, what the fuck? I thought this game was canceled. And so, yeah, I understand they're trying to turn around the perspective on it. Announcing a glut of content is certainly one way to do that. And it feels like between Senna getting her reveal and then breakdown and all that stuff in one day, Thresh the next day, and then now
5 stages,
more stages and more stages and costumes and stuff than you know what to fucking do with. It's this is now we're hitting Thresh is character 15, right?
As far as I'm concerned, today is the game I kind of expected to get when it launched. Right, the single player mode, the roster, etc. Because it has the characters in it that I'm if that had to be there mandatory. It has Darius, Ari, it has Timo, Blitz, Warwick, Thresh. And then your smattering Yasuo,
and knowing that Thresh was high demand, exactly. It feels like they went, okay, this is the bullet point checklist characters that must get in here ASAP. So they're all in there. Yeah.
It's really fascinating that you have a group of 100, what is it, 200 fucking characters, and there's 15 to 30 that everyone's those ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. People keep asking for Set, for example, because he's a pro wrestler. It's get fucking Set in there. People are asking for Riven, the girl that uses fighting game motions in her fucking league.
And I mean that happens with Smash Brothers as well, right? There is a filter process that occurs. However, this pace is nuts certainly, and we'll see what those characters have got. Thresh seems pretty fucking insane. The main mechanic of I gotta say the conversion process of MOBA character into fighting game character, they're doing a really good job of this. I really find it. I love watching that sort of design philosophy take root, because in a game like League of Legends where there's deaths that leave souls behind that Thresh needs to absorb into his lantern, how do you apply that to this 1v1 situation? And you
primarily visually,
yes, but you don't actually have that mechanic. So instead you make the lantern become something tied to this game's mechanic, which is tagging to your partner.
Well, the other thing is that one of Thresh's things is that he can use his hook on allies as well, so he can pull allies out of danger.
Right.
Which actually fits really well of being able to tag characters in novel situations, because he pulls characters to where he wants them to go.
Or even Senna with the beam that heals allies and hurts enemies, right?
Yeah.
Overwatch style, that's she still has a little bit of that retained. No, really,
he can't. Oh, am I thinking of Stitches? The lantern pulls allies.
They can zap towards it when shielded. I remember is what I saw of his breakdown. And then he can pull a second time to pull himself towards them.
Whatever, man. I'm gonna play Team Hooker.
Hooker crook, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just fucking Blitz and Thresh. Right. Just fucking get over here. Place.
I think the fact that he throws the lantern out on the screen in multiple places, and then when you hold the tag button, instead of tagging on the spot where you're standing, you tag to where the lantern is going to allow for some insane shit, I'm sure. That's a really strong thing to give a character as a baseline ability. Never mind the rest of what he does, because it just adds one more mix-up to the rest of the ones that you already have, you know.
So look forward to the Slam. That will be on the dates Willie mentioned. Was it 15, 17, 19?
Yes.
As well as, let's be honest, me and Willie are going to be doing late night, probably bonus streams at random.
There will be some random. It might not always be streaming per se. It might just be based on when I can get in there on my own schedule.
Let me ask you a question. If you hop in to practice, but you're not streaming, are you still going to be on voice?
Yeah. If I'm in the room.
Oh, well then, welcome to the Pat Stares At show for multiple nights this week.
Okay. Because that's I'll just have to call it. I looked at the schedule and I went, I'm just going to write random training at random intervals.
So yeah, I put a bunch of times, and some of those are lies. I took the opposite way. I filled every slot on the schedule, and if I'm not doing it, I'm not.
That's it. Yeah. Cool. So that's it. Anything else on your side?
I did a sponsored stream of 007 First Light.
How'd that go?
Man, that game... Okay, sponsored opinion. They're giving me some money. Be aware of that. That's probably a Game of the Year contender. It's so impressive.
Does it play like an action game that is based on an IP, or does it play like a Hitman game where you're James Bond?
Okay, so listen. If I were to have a set of bullet points that I'm to read, it might at the top say, do not say this is like a Hitman game.
Ah. Okay. Sure.
That being said, it's like all the little tricks that IO Interactive basically learned making those Hitman games, and it's actually closer to something like Splinter Cell. But basically, it's a lot of the systems that you encounter in Hitman, but it's repurposed towards a much more linear directed goal. So I played about 2.5 hours. And you have your starter mission, which doesn't include a gun. It's basically, Bond's first accidental mission where you're stealthing around and you're knocking people out and you're learning how to use mechanics. It's that kind of thing. And then you sign up to become a spy. And the tutorial for becoming a spy is one of the most impressive gameplay things I've ever seen in my life, because it is a feature-length montage. You go in and you're like, all right, you're going to learn combat, and you get your shit whopped. And then they're like, all right, let's start the montage. You drive a car, and as soon as you're done driving a car around the track, it does a full-on camera cut, which is very difficult for games to do, into you doing the push-ups minigame, into immediately you learning how to block hits in the melee combat, into do the parkour trial.
WarioWare. You are WarioWaring your way through.
Yeah, here's the shooting trial. Okay, back to the combat. Now learn throws. Okay, now do the same lap but faster on the car. Okay, back to the timed thing, but shooting is also part of the fucking the trial, and just on and on and on and on and on and on and on for like an hour.
Wow!
And just like crescendoing with like this big knockdown, drag out fight, and then like a proper level where you're doing sneaky shit in the base. And as well as a bunch of exams where it's like get the flag without being spotted, and it's super super fucking rad. Like, there's hey, you're in this old castle, get the flag at the top of the minaret, right? But there's guards that are there for the exercise purposes, right? And so one of the things that comes up is you have your stealth takedowns, you have your watch that activates, technology around you. You have the ability to get caught by someone and be like, oh, and you have a bluff meter.
Okay.
to lie convincingly. Okay. You have the license to kill, which you can't go weapons hot until they have used deadly force against you, at which point you gain the license to kill. And you're doing all sorts of like, using items and distracting guards and doing all this, and you get all the way to the top and you get the flag, and I'm like, great. And then someone in chat goes, yeah, so there's a challenge to get that flag without stepping onto the course. And I'm like, what? It's like you backtrack back the way you came and climb up into the pedestrian area and just walk along the bleachers and then jump over to the fucking roof and grab it and just ignore the entire exercise because you're a fucking spy and spies are supposed to fucking cheat.
You Kobayashi Maru the situation.
Yeah. And it's super, super rad. Like, looks gorgeous, feels great, super interesting. And as has become a trend, as I was playing the game, and everyone in my chat had already played it, of course, which makes for a great sponsor. Everyone's like, this game's incredible. This is possibly game of the year. As I'm finishing up the stream, Amazon comes out and says, hey, by the way, we are not going to let IO Interactive make these James Bond games anymore because Amazon has the rights now, and Amazon Games is going to make them from now on. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I just spent a 2.5-hour sponsorship going, wow, I could never believe they would let anyone but IO Interactive make these games. What an incredible choice of developer.
One and fucking done. What a weird development.
What a weird development.
It feels as if that were in place prior to the game even being announced.
Sure does, doesn't it?
And they were just waiting for this.
Oh, they walked the statement back. Did they walk the statement back after 007 sold 3 million copies in a week? Is that why they fucking walked that back?
Well, the insane thing, too, is, like, isn't there that whole bit where, for the longest time, every James Bond depiction was being controlled by the family and this one person? And I think they just stepped down.
Yeah, they just finally gave up on it.
So now the brand is being held by whatever, the MGM lawyers or so.
Now, of course, by the way, you have to remember, this game does not depict any specific movie Bond. It is a brand new origin story, totally unrelated to any particular or specific film franchise. That's very important that you say that.
What I saw doesn't look like anything, but is it like young Craig or
no? You're a new
guy. New guy. It seems like a new guy.
And they specifically reference like, the program's been on the outs for a while. We haven't done it. We haven't had the double O's in quite a bit. So you're one of the new guys. And then you go into the basement of the Q Lab and you find the fucking jetpack and all the fucking stupid gadgets that Roger Moore and all those dumbasses use.
It actually looks like James Bond Jr. If you've
a little bit, it does feel a little bit like James Bond Jr. a little bit. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's super fucking cool and slick and well polished. It is a sterling edition of a AAA video game. That montage is fucking sick though, for real. It's super awesome. And that's it for me.
Oh, good for IO. Yeah.
Yeah. What's coming up this week on Pat Stares At? Everything. Tomorrow's Wooly versus get Turin to the retirement home and / get out of fighting games 2, get into FF14. That's tomorrow. There's 2 XKO streams late in the week. I have a 33 Immortal sponsored stream on Thursday. I don't remember what the rest of it is. Check the schedule. There's many things happening.
It's crazy. That's absolutely.
That's twitch.tv /PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt/live.
It's absolutely insane. And between that and like real life things happening and other obligations off camera, having a slight panic attack at points.
Yeah, just don't just
chest is caving in.
Just balls out. Just big balls out. That's it.
Fuck. All right. Let's take some sponsors.
I love our sponsors so much, bro. I love you, sponsor.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by Shopify. That is your solution if you're trying to get your business off the ground, y'all. So lots of things you can do when you are getting online and trying to sell something, but it's very complicated to figure out the ins and outs of getting the word out there, of how to ship things across the planet, of how to handle returns, of how to do all these different bits and ins and outs. And that's where Shopify can help you, because they smooth out that entire process by implementing the best checkout on the planet into your store. So it's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. And you can get started with your own design studio. If you want to make a site, if you want to make your shop, you have tons of ready-to-use templates that help you customize your brand style. If you want to get help from the support team, there is an award-winning 27 customer support that Shopify has around the clock to help you. And if you want to just implement into your social media, keep an eye on, where people are browsing, where they're looking at, what they're looking at, and, how to reach people better. Not to mention, again, handling international shipping, handling returns, inventory, a lot of that stuff, and tracking your data and tracking your products and where and how they're selling and such can get really, really complex. So Shopify can help you with all of that. Not to mention, if you ever browse online and you see that purple Shop Pay button, that is them as well. It's very convenient. Lets you shop and use everything in one spot and keep track of it. So, if you want one of the best checkouts on the planet, you can turn those what-ifs into cash with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast, shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
This podcast is also sponsored by the Aura Frame.
Love you, Aura Frames.
The absolute slam dunk. One of the best gifts you can get. Father's Day is coming up, and this is a perfect gift for Dad. If you want to have a nice, simple and easy way to remind, to show off all the photos of what's going on in your life, to stay in touch with the people in your life you care about and such, you check out the Aura Frame. It's a digital picture frame. You have the ability to update it with photos just from an app on your phone. They can update it as well really easily. But you can also email pictures to it. You can text pictures to it. It's a really intuitive interface and way to use it. The photos look great, and it's not just like a big bright shining tablet like on the wall or on a desk in your room. It's nicely lit, and it actually like dims according to the light in the room, and then it turns itself off as it gets nighttime as well. So super nice and useful to have. Perfect for, for example, keeping my mom up to date on like what the baby's up to.
Being a baby,
and she gets to see that,
That's mainly what it is.
Yeah. And you can also like double tap the top to send a little heart if you like the photo, and it's great. They even have the little like movement and the slight videos as well that can play, and they can get these little living moments as well. So, all of those memories, you got free unlimited storage as well, so you can store as many videos and photos as you want. You can preload photos with it before it ships out. You can personalize it with a message before it arrives, included with a gift box. So it's, again, perfect for Father's Day coming up. Top rated. It reached number 1 in the App Store on Christmas Day in 2025 as well. So Aura Frame's great. Love having it around the house. Named number 1 by Wirecutter. You can save now by visiting auraframes.com for a limited time. Listeners can get $35 off the best-selling Carver mat frame with the code SUPERBEAST. That's auraframes.com, promo code SUPERBEAST. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Thank you, Aura.
Thanks, Aura Frames.
And this week, the podcast is sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding. These are the days of my life where sleep is at a premium. I need good sleep. I will fight.
I get like one good sleep a week, bro. It sucks.
It's brutal. It's brutal. You have to fight for a good sleep. Brooklyn Bedding has lots of options for you. They cut out the middlemen and the gimmicks. They just give you a top tier, honest priced mattress that you can get a better night's sleep on. And you've got options if you sleep hot. They've got Glaciotex covers, copper-infused foams, temperature-regulating materials to help you keep cool and comfortable all night long. You've got the ability to just have one of these mattresses shipped straight to you, and shows up with that incredible like compressed tech where the box is way too small for what's in it. And then
I don't understand. I think they pushed that down with a robot.
Robots and air and compression and all kinds of tech. And then you just open it up on the spot and it flops out, and then it's right on and where it needs to be. Again, the ability to ship something so big in a small package that's convenient is nuts. They also have, their mattresses endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association for special alignment and back health. You got 120 night comfort trial. So if you love it, that's great. If you'd want to return or swap it, you can do so hassle free. And it won Best Mattress by CNET and Best Hybrid Mattress by Wirecutter. So it is the real deal. I got a mattress topper that has been helping me to drift off and get what few hours I can while chaos happens around me. So go to brooklynbedding.com and use the promo code SUPERBEAST at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com with the promo code SUPERBEAST for 30% off site-wide. Support the show and let them know we sent you at checkout as well. brooklynbedding.com, promo code SUPERBEAST. Thanks, Brooklyn Bedding.
Thanks, Brooklyn Bedding.
Okay. A lot.
Do you have a list?
I do, and it's very long, but we can...
There's a bunch of shit we're just going to fly right past. Be like, you got to announce.
Yeah. So look, we talked about Thresh, Senna, and the new stuff into XK.
Yeah, that's over. So that's done. Goodbye.
Tell you one thing. I mean, the energy at this point is probably a little more settled in, but fun.
This is a good fake E3. This is a good one.
No, man, that Summer Games Fest announcement was a big one. A lot happened there. I got to say, that was one where the blow up on the phone and everywhere else was the most frequent. Of all the events, because Xbox and Nintendo followed, the Summer Games Fest was the biggest one.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They played it right. So yeah, hey, Street Fighter 6 right off the bat coming out, guns blazing, hitting hard. Here comes new characters, Yasmina and Arjun. Here comes Bosch, and then Tifa.
Here comes this. Everyone, I'm very sorry about the way that I spoke about Ingrid last week. I was wrong. That was a silly thing to do. I was very foolish. Good character. Great character. Super good addition to the roster. Should have been happy to see her. I'll be happy to see her every time after this again. Ingrid, A-OK in my book, thumbs up. There's a video of me making a similar apology talking about how Mercury's in retrograde that Sarah Gerania made. Good job. Thanks, Ingrid. You're great.
Thank you for filling out the form.
I did fill out the form. I posted it. Yeah.
The application. So through Ingrid, the gate has been opened.
Through Ingrid, all things are possible, just like our Lord and Savior.
All things. And I will say this, as far as a character to play as, because I also played some of that this week. She's really simple, got some fun, stupid beams, and she blows the game up. God bless. Godspeed. I like the little thing they're doing now where you can have these taunts for wacky modes. It's like, this is never going to happen unless the two people fighting want it to happen. But if they do...
Yeah, Boss Ingrid looks really quite ridiculous.
But if you want to have fun, you and Akuma and you can and such, you can, and Bison can become these insane gods, and go nuts. Yeah, man. So I really... Hey, obviously, for years I've been saying how much I love brand newcomers, and I think this is a really bold choice, and
I don't think it's nearly as bold of a choice as I see other people, because there's 3 new people here attached with one of the most famous and beloved guest characters of all
time. And I think that's how you sell a season pass.
I think that's a really fucking smart
thing. That's how you sell a pass, 100%.
So we didn't even get to it. Tifa Lockhart of Final Fantasy VII Remake fame is coming to the Street Fighter 6.
And in fact, it was confirmed by the director of FF7, R2123, who walked onto Max's stream and sat there
in his house
and said, so lots of companies have been actually talking about trying to get Tifa, and she's been shopped around a little bit, and we eventually settled on the one that's doing really well that everybody loves right now.
I remember when those Tekken rumors were going around about Tifa, and I was like, no, that's stupid. And then I heard it like one too many times from one too many people who would like maybe, and now she shows up in Street Fighter, and I'm like, whoa, they dropped that shit. That sucks,
so
man.
That's basically, it sounds like internal whispers on the Tifa and Tekken discourse were extraordinarily high. And credible.
A long time ago, too.
They were very high, and they were very credible. But it seems like the ink did not dry.
Just didn't sign. Just didn't.
And then furthermore, the state of affairs, Tekken needed a big dub right now, and this would have been it. But I think instead they decided to go with the one that was already going crazy, successful in Japan, and overall success. Like Ingrid was the most players the game has ever had, and Tifa's about to push that through the roof.
Yes, she
now
is.
Getting Yujiro Hanma in Tekken is a good pick, and that's a wild one.
Yeah.
But as I was pointing out earlier, I played as Baki in an indie fighting game a couple weeks ago. So
yeah, they'll sell that shit to anyone.
Baki's kind of affordable. Baki's cheap. Baki will show up if you invite him. He's coming through.
Man.
Tifa needs to be wined and dined.
She's a sweet girl. She just doesn't go anywhere for nobody.
But you can get the Hanmas for a dime a dozen,
All you gotta do is make a plate of invisible food and they'll show up.
Man.
I don't know what that's about, actually. I saw a clip of that and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't know.
I don't understand back
I don't know. But if you're an American president, then be careful. So I believe so what we saw with Bosch, that I was calling for from the moment I started World Tour mode. As soon as I saw him,
and then he died, and I was like, oh, I guess he's not.
As soon as I saw him do a dive kick in that intro to World Tour, I'm like, that is a late season character to drop into the main game.
So I thought the same thing, except he fucking died. Like, he is dead in the dirt, fucking dead.
But
well,
let me ask you. Hey, Pat, did you play Ingrid's World Tour mode?
No, but I heard she just straight up. The reason why World Tour is no longer is because Ingrid retconned like a bunch of World Tour out of existence.
Ingrid is the end of World Tour mode, but the first thing you do on the way to getting her is you go to an alternate reality where you see Bosch's soul.
Yeah.
So she straight up resurrects him.
And he won in the new timeline. Bosch won the tournament instead of you.
And I always thought Bosch was a really cool design that was like, stood out from World Tour. So I'm glad that was not for nothing, and that instinct was correct. I would also love to see a final character in the form of John World Tour at some point as a
that'd be interesting,
as a fun Mokujin.
Yeah.
That would be a fun World Tour.
That'd be fun.
A fun random select style character. But in terms of just like having Bosch show up now, I'm like, great, that's really cool. Yasmina.
Hey, kudos to the Philippines.
Yes. Shout outs to
for getting a Street Fighter character.
Shout out Jose Rizal.
Double kudos to India for getting a second Street Fighter character.
Shout out Slapshocks. Shout out Bayani. Love that. Good Filipino representation. Iwagayway ang bandera. And she's got the flag on her shoulder, by the way. It's like, there.
Great. Yeah, because new reps from new countries often have, like, I mean, remember how Laura was, like, basically the Brazilian flag made manifest?
Right. And Arjun looks like a yoga disciple as well.
Yeah, but it's like, what if you used yoga powers in Street Fighter, but you were huge and buff instead of thin and skeletal?
I love, you know, me loving the passage of time. I love the disciples. I love Nat.
Yeah.
I love these characters that come along, and you know, we can see someone who's got the power of yoga but not gonna be stretchy, gonna be buff. So
It's fucking huge.
Arjun looks cool. Let's see what's going on there. And I guess I can just say, like, I feel like that trailer could have started with, like, from the people who brought you all the beloved Street Fighters you love, come the next beloved Street Fighters you will love.
I am really happy that Street Fighter is branching out to so many new characters, and they also have this massive guest character now that they are aware that they have been turned into the waiting room for the revolution. That is Virtua Fighter.
I see. Well, yes. Here's what I'll say on Street Fighter and you know, the original characters is that years 1, 2, and 3 of banger after banger returning favorites. They did an amazing job bringing everyone back and delivering on that with a lot of people that everyone wanted to see. And I think, like, when you look at the track record there and you look at all the original characters they made for 6, they have yet to fucking miss. Every new character has been phenomenal so far.
Been great.
And
except for JP.
And I think, and I still love JP. He's annoying as fuck, but I love him as a character and how different he is from other characters in that world. And knowing that their track record has been, like, fucking stellar so far, I'm like, this is the team more than any that I trust to bring new original characters to this world, right? This is not the Street Fighter EX collection. This is not Area.
No, it is not.
And Pulumperna and Doctrine Dark, you know? These are staple characters that we're going to love for a long time, that you're going to be asking for in the next game. So it's really, and I'm excited to see them come in, establish themselves, and immediately be like, oh, fuck yeah, in the way that Jury is a instant hit forever in this franchise. And, you know, again...
Yeah, Jury's just a winner. She was a winner on day one.
Absolutely. And you know, like, the jury's out on some of the returning cast from... The jury is out on some of the returning cast from 5 or so, and of course a lot of folks want to see, you know, like Claw and you know, everyone that you recognize and such. But I think it goes without saying that, like, you don't know what you're gonna love until it's here. And, like, now that we see these, I love the boldness of going 3 years of returning. Here's an original season of brand new, and I bet you after this we're going to go back to returning characters as well. You know,
probably.
But it's a really
whole batch of people who haven't been around in a bit.
Mm-hmm. But you got to give the new a chance to fall in love with it. So let's see what they got. And yeah, you got to get some more World Warrior representation in there too. Again, we got a Filipino character. All right. A bunch of other shit went down. I would like to pull out one that was not necessarily at the show, but you catch fucking Montreal Disco Elysium.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Vampire.
Nothing's ever based in fucking Montreal.
Vampire the Masquerade. It turns out, I see a trailer for this game, and it looks like Disco Elysium, and it's Vampire the Masquerade.
What's the name again?
It's Eternal Whispers. So I see characters hanging out at Fat Inn 5 Roses, which is a landmark.
It's the biggest landmark in the fucking city. It's the most obvious fucking.
It's an old flower factory with a big neon sign that stays lit, even though they don't make
biggest
anything
fucking
anymore.
Sign, and it's right on the top of the fucking industrial district. You can see it forever.
And then the last shot of the trailer, he's on top of a cross that's on the top of Mount Royal, overlooking the same place that the lookout is that you see the city. We've been there, looking at that spot.
Yeah. So he's at the top of the cross at Raccoon Point Lookout, which is also the view of Raccoon City from the RE2 title screen.
Oh, yeah. That's great. And so it turns out this is not random.
Oh my God, they're in the destroyed metro. That's so fucking funny.
It's amazing. And then they walk into a bunch of like churches that are like cult churches where you're like, yeah, we've got some.
Yeah, there's plenty of
We
churches.
got so many churches here. We don't know what to do with them. They're turning them into restaurants and venues. So that makes sense. There's a cult hanging out in one or two of them. So it turns out this is not random, though. There was a 1992 vampire novel called Montreal at Night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is based on a book from 1992. Montreal by Night, excuse me. And so White Wolf is just adapting an existing thing. And because I went to go look, I was like, oh, is this a game that is being developed in the city here? And then they just picked it. Because it's like, no. This is just picking the setting because that's where the book was based from, you know? So, yeah, this is...
Have a fucking gigantic climactic fight with a werewolf in the fucking oratory or some shit.
Oh, God. I mean, through the metro, you know, going down into Barry UCAM. Yeah, that'd be great.
I still remember watching Punisher Warzone where in a Montreal theater, and Punisher walks down behind the Lionel Gru Metro, and the whole crowd went, "Oh!" Because it's supposed to be New York.
Like literally the shootout in the Jackal. You know, you can't unsee it. But yeah, Eternal Whispers, and on top of that, they are not even remotely pretending to be a disco-like. They are lifting the HUD.
Disco.
100% with the fonts, the same film strip visuals, and character portraits out
I gotta
of
tell
disco.
you, man, it's, if you're gonna steal from the best, right?
They're stealing completely from it, even though and Vampire the Masquerade is an existing franchise and IP, but they're like, yeah, we're doing what disco did, and we're using the exact same text and font and style and portrait and everything. And you know what? It's great. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, cool. I'm still bummed out that we never got the Deus Ex Human Revolution plateau level.
Oh,
That would have been awesome,
man. Fucking running down,
bro. You can see my old apartment in this fucking shot. That's so fucking funny.
running down Saint Laurent. You know, seeing a bunch of crazy shit and then hitting the water. No, I need to know. This feels like an LP just to fucking sightsee.
Yeah.
You know? All right. So that aside, and I can't wait to see how Putzin is handled.
Well, they're vampires, so they don't eat real food.
Speaking of Montreal, fucking 1666 Amsterdam, finally. Patrice Desilets.
Congratulations.
He managed.
You finally got here after decades.
So I want to believe that like he ran on stage being chased by Ubisoft lawyers trying to fire him from life.
From his own company or whatever it happens to be.
I feel like he has to stealthily run around to hide because they will find him and try to fire him. But 1666 Amsterdam has been revealed, the project he's been working on for... what did they...
Forever.
How many years? You know, whatever.
666
his
years.
entire time since he left Assassin's Creed. And then we got to see it's about a witch. And looks cool.
Looks very
I didn't
cool.
play the demo, but that must be a real like weight off your shoulders to be like, hey, it exists. But also,
it's coming out.
I don't think you have and no one could pull this amount of time and clout to get a project going for this long unless you invented Assassin's Creed. Like,
unless you invented big money dollars Assassin's Creed.
The amount of faith you would have, garnered to work on something for this long is crazy.
To those of you, by the way, who are unaware of why Ubisoft chased after this man with such an intense hatred and violent attempt to end his career after he helped invent Assassin's Creed, he was running the Assassin's Creed studio and said, I don't think we should put these out every year. I think the quality is going to suffer. And that's pretty much it.
And just like that, an enemy for life. Mr. X was deployed to chase Patrice around to the end of his days.
And just like that, the quality went down. Immediately.
I would love for this to be an absolute banger, because then you can just get this super trifecta of like post Ubisoft victory. You know, everyone who leaves making incredible games while they rot in the process. So good times. lots of other stuff was announced, and to just get to the meat and potatoes of it, FF7R3 Revelaton,
because the Crisis Core team stole the subtitle they were totally going to use. Did you see that interview?
He said they were never going to use Reunion.
He said we would have used Reunion, but the Crisis Core guys got it first.
But no, in the Maximilian interview, he said Reunion was never on the table, actually.
They did an interview about this like a year ago where they said that.
Well, he just said in Max's room last week. Max asked him, now that we know the term is Revelation, like, was FF7 Reunion like going to be a thing from the jump? And he went, actually, from the start, we never planned to use that.
Oh, really? Well, then it should have been resolved, because they used the word resolve like 10 times in that trailer for some reason.
And, you know, there's a million other RE words that it could have been. But hey, guess what? We're going with the biblical end of the story.
So this game is super weird. This game is not what I thought it was going to be.
Well, here's what's crazy to me, because I haven't played FF7R2 yet, but... and now I'm like, fuck, I gotta, because I really enjoyed that game. No, I'm excited to. Like, I really like the first one and stuff. I remember you talking about the stuff that was a bummer about 2, but...
Well, here's the thing. I've had time to think on that. Me streaming the game, like, very, very significantly hurt me.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, you know what I would do? I would stream the story bits, and then I would finish for the day, and then I have to go as fast as I could to do all the extra open world stuff and all the queens, right? And that, so I would have enough time to do the story thing for the next stream, because I knew the game was really long, and I was chasing to avoid the big spoiler as fast as possible.
Right.
Which I now, like, yeah.
Well, so what I will say is just, like, watching the trailer for 3, I'm like, it just hit me with a wave of, like, holy fuck, I really loved R1. Like, that was one of the best games
really
I've ever played. The combat system in that makes me so happy. And so I want to feel that again. And what I was so shocked by was I watched that trailer preparing to go, all right, I expect to be hit with the feeling of watching a trailer for Ava 3.33, right? I expect to be hit with the most insane, I don't know what I'm looking at, but...
No.
And instead, I see you, and I see Max, and I see everyone else. They're going, yeah, we still don't know what's going on. And I'm like, what? But there's a whole game I missed here, and you guys are still in the same boat as me.
My biggest complaint is they did not go nearly far enough.
Right.
In the changes. And it sounds like the third one is going to be where those changes really manifest, because they're also talking about how the ending of the game will change depending on what content you do or choices you make.
So, I mean, they made a big underlying moment to show it off, but that fucking Junon cannon misses.
It missed. That's a big deal. That's different.
Yeah. And... Also, in the meantime, while we're looking at the systems, because I didn't realize that Sid and Vincent didn't make it.
No, so remember a remake, Red joined the party, but he wasn't a party member?
Yeah.
So Vincent and Sid join up, but they're not, like,
for the mission, but not yet. Not for real,
you know?
Okay.
So this one, they'll have everybody.
Okay. And, somehow Final Fantasy X2 has returned.
With Fitz!
The dress spheres are back. What a fucking great idea. Hey.
Very interesting. Everybody has 4 Fits.
Yep. And they're classes that you might want to play these characters as anyway. And when you put them, warrior, black mage, white mage, whatever your deal is, they look like cool costumes.
They get super cool, unique costumes.
Do you think we're going to get, like... Are we going to go throwbacks for Cloud, or are we going to just do brand new armor soldier stuff? Because they can put on something and be like, here's a little Advent Children vibe for you.
No, they could do like White Mage Cloud. Just in a big coat.
Here's some Kingdom Hearts if you want it.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, looking at Tifa's outfit, like, I was like, that looks cool. I've never seen her wearing anything else besides the Advent Children outfit, but that looks great, you know? And then the full armor Barrett and stuff, like, yeah, all that's fun. And then, yes, the implication, I guess that the weapons aren't going to play out the same way as we once thought. But all this stuff seems to still be like minor changes, and perhaps it's still going to be very, very similar to keep the remake spirit in there, but then a big final act that's completely different, Either way, just looking at the game in action, I'm like, fuck me, this combat system it's like... It is.
Oh, it's great. It's fucking.
Well,
fantastic.
I'm trying to think of it's everything I want an RPG to be, an action RPG. You know what I mean? And
yeah, absolutely.
And Expedition 33 is hitting these things that I didn't know I wanted as well with how fun that's set up. But the play of feeling like the fight you're engaging in FF7R, it feels not. You don't have to do any abstraction of enemies in a row, you're attacking each other, right? You get to feel the cinematic placement of everything happening in the room that it's in, and the space it's occurring in is all very real. And that's something that I love about it, that, RPGs by nature have to simplify and abstract mechanics, like card games do and everything else. You have to put a board down and have a place to fight on that board. And this game is like one of the first times that I've ever felt that they've solved that problem without changing the genre completely over to action.
Yeah, I believe it's made by the battle designer for the Kingdom Hearts series, and you can feel some of the influence there. It's great.
Love it.
It's great. The thing that shocked me the most, because it's like this is taking place mostly in the end of the disc 3 area of FF7. I'm like, what's the format? The format is do whatever, go wherever, jump out the goddamn airship anywhere right away.
Endgame full map parachuting.
Like a fucking Breath of the Wild or a fucking Skyrim, just there'll be places that are super tough. Don't go there, but Jesus.
So besides that, I gotta say that, man, when I hear a sea shanty, there's that little part inside of me that goes, God, I fucking loved Black Flag. I really enjoyed my memories with that game. Black Flag Resynced, it's a thing. And they're doing they got Wood Kid doing a remixed sea shanty,
sure.
In the trailer there. But that's I feel as if it's I don't.
They've cut out all the modern day stuff in Black Flag Resynced.
It's just the full. It's just the
pirate
Kenway
shit. Which means that it's just the pirate shit, and then at the end you run into some fucking aliens,
some random shit,
and it has nowhere for that story to go.
I wonder how that's going to be handled. Yeah, without the other side of it. Anyways, if you can't Skull and Bones, then hey, you can still fucking boat up and shanty and shoot.
I would be a lot more excited for a Black Flag Resynced if I had not played 10 more highly similar Assassin's Creed games after that game came
I have
out.
played none, and I still love sailing. So
yeah,
Attack on Titan 3 is coming out. Then we saw what was the Control Resonant showed off some stuff. We got a second trailer for that actually.
Yes,
surprisingly. We saw Gundam Rogue Orbit looks not like a Gundam game at all.
And that's why Mick Gordon is doing the music.
I can't believe that has the name Gundam attached to it, because I'm like, Armored Core?
It looks very not like Gundam.
This is not an Armored Core? Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel at all.
Cool.
It's Gundam only in that there's a V-fin on that robot being fought. But hey, Mick Gordon is here and he's fucking jamming, so let's hear what the music
good enough
is going to be doing. Very interesting. Mighty Cuphead Adventure.
Cool.
And the announcement that
being made in assembly on the Master System.
Actually?
Yes.
They're not doing the Shovel
Master
Knight. They're doing an actual throwback. I mean,
No, it's a Master System game that they're then porting.
that's fucking crazy. I know there are people that do that for fun in the like ROM hacking world. That's so insane.
Yeah, the people who make Cuphead are weird and nuts.
Studio
and good for
Studio
them.
MDHR is insane, but they're making more Cuphead as well, so we'll be seeing that. Resident Evil Veronica.
That was such a fun trailer.
How fast?
Very fast.
Door opening old lady?
No, it was as soon as she walked into the room.
Okay.
And I saw the table.
Okay.
And I saw all the bullshit on the table.
What was it? Because I didn't know. I don't know Code Veronica, so I'm like, what would give this away, if anything gives it away?
I'm gonna rock it down. 1, Paris. That's
Setting.
where that game starts. 2, the cafe is La Café de la Parapluie,
Umbrella.
which is the Umbrella Cafe. Didn't catch it. Then she says, "You're the sister of the guy who lives upstairs." Didn't catch it. But then she opens the door, and in the door is a bunch of military shit and maps and a fucking dumbbell on the fucking spread all over. And I looked at that, and it was not any of that scene dressing. It was the look of the walls and the floor and the texture. And my brain went, this is a RE engine.
Oh, you just looked at this engine itself.
And then 1 second after that, she says, it looks like a boulder rolled through here. And I'm like, okay.
That's a line?
This is Chris Redfield's apartment.
Okay. Now, why Veronica and not Code Veronica?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. This is a game that is fairly weak.
Yeah, so I've heard.
This is a mediocre Resident Evil game that they are remaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very interested in seeing what they do.
Are they going to fix it up?
They fucking better.
It's the one that had the actual 3D camera, right?
Yes, it did. But that's not why it was mediocre. It was mediocre for a wide variety of reasons.
Okay.
Some real loser characters in this game.
Alien Isolation 2.
Cool.
Great.
That's what I got. For
Fun
that.
stuff.
Cool.
And then it's not pod racing, it's Galactic Racer, and you know what?
Looks good.
Yeah, I like pod racing was
Looks like a fun
pod racing
game.
was fun. Pod racing was fun. Stellar Blade Blood Rain. There's some Dempsey rolling and some weaving and bobbing and punching. And this is also shift up. So hey, check out your goon slop, everybody.
I don't like the term goom slot. That's
I believe that's the definition of the genre of all things that shift up makes, appears to be goon slop as a tag.
Don't care for it.
What I remember, I was told that the first one was like, despite the goon slop appearances, you got a pretty decent action game.
It's a solid action game. Absolutely.
Out of the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there you go. I'm like, I don't know. I still haven't looked at that, but this gameplay is certainly something that I'm more interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Yakuza Team RGG, Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay, first of all, bring Snoop Dogg out. Let's have Snoop Dogg talk.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let's not do that. Snoop Dogg said that Sega was his favorite game as a child and he loved it, and then he confusedly walked off stage. Don't smoke weed every single day of your life, guys. Just straight up, just don't. Not every single.
So look,
day
Tupac is in the next Yakuza game. He's in Stranger Than Heaven, and
but Wooly, his estate signed off on the likeness. Use, right?
Oh, you mean the fucking exec that at Warner Brothers, the random white guy that is not a member of the Shakur family in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, you mean the guy who stole Tupac's estate after Tupac's mom
after Afeni Shakur passed away, and then the rest of them are like, now it's in a state of like there's lawsuits over the rights to him, and this is why hologram Tupac will haunt us forever, because he's not.
So he was in charge of managing the estate, and then he hired himself to run the estate and gave himself like $5 million to run the estate that he only got to run because Tupac's mom died.
So yeah, it's not an AI thing. They're gonna hire somebody, but that's the weirdest part about this, in the sense that like, so there's gonna be a person who's being cast, and their job as credit is going to be in the role of the voice alike of Tupac, who is going to be the face alike to the fictional character, and then who you're going to credit in the credits. Like, what's that going to look like? It's super weird. I think most people that are, weirded out by this, it's for the simple reason that at least for me, when I see it, I'm like, depicting somebody who's dead in a fiction or in a story or in a movie or in anything is totally fine. In most cases, what you expect of that is it's the person themselves, right? If you're going back in time to a place that was where the person lived and they themselves are a character, like if Tupac himself is a person that's showing up in this, or random fucking Bruce Lee as a character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for example, or so, right? Mm-hmm. But instead of that, you have them playing a role as if they auditioned for it in a fictional thing. That's super weird, because Tupac and Bunta could not have been around to be like, yeah, I want to be a character in this setting and play this role. It's not them themselves, Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Hold on. Infinite Woolies. That's really weird. Did we just lose Pat? We might have lost Pat.
Discord just crashed.
All right, Discord is back.
Discord is back for now. Hey, I have a question, and it was about Tupac's ghost. What makes everyone's stomach churn about this that Mifune in Onimusha does not?
Toshiro Mifune?
Yes, the main character of Onimusha Way of the Sword. The dead actor whose likeness they're using.
He's based on it? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's based off Toshiro Mifune.
Okay. Is that another case of, I guess, the estate saying that's fine?
Yeah. And they basically went back and forth with them for like 2 years to get the likeness rights.
Okay. So Toshiro Mifune is the main character of Seven Samurai, the Kurosawa fucking classic. He's awesome, for those who are asking. Yeah, I would say that, like, in general, there's a weirdness to a character playing a role as opposed to just being themselves. I just personally, that's how it feels to me. But in this instance, the estate having to do with it certainly makes it a lot worse, because there's a definite feeling of like, well, is the Shakur family okay with this? Are they getting paid for this? Is anyone involved?
No, absolutely not. They're being massively fucked up.
Okay, so there's a level of this where you're like, yeah, everyone who, would be the right people to speak on this or give an opinion or say, yeah, sure, we want to participate, or etc. Instead, they're having Snoop Dogg making it seem like it's okay because he's peripherally involved, but he is not the Shakur estate, and thus they don't get any money for this. They're not involved in any way, shape, or form. This is money going to a Warner Brothers executive, so that sucks. Mm-hmm. So I'd say to me that would be the difference that makes it worse.
Onimusha 2 also the likeness of the main character is after a dead actor.
Okay.
But again, there was no like drama around the likeness and estates. It was like the family slash
I guess,
yada yada.
I guess most people didn't know, in the sense that like even Bunta in this, it's like there's an expectation for, like, because it matches the genre, it's not as much of an out of left field story. So if a samurai actor shows up in a samurai work and the depiction is done via the estate and all that stuff, I'm assuming everyone just kind of assumed that it feels like that was accepted as more of a normal thing. And I think Tupac is such a left field thing that you don't expect for this type of game that you go, wait a minute, how is this okay?
And then, and like you go, wait a minute, is his family okay with it? And then you find out, no.
Right.
Snoop Dogg says they are, but Snoop Dogg says a lot of things. I don't think Snoop Dogg knows where he is.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, there's the situations that fall into, like, I mean, you have your Star Wars, you know, characters that show up in CG form, and then you have like stuff like with Bruce Willis now as well. Where he's like given his likeness, you know, because he can't act himself and everything like that. There's a whole complicated version of this that I think has different degrees of being okay, but wherever you are comfortable personally, at bare minimum, the person, their family, and their estate, in like not just in terms of the fucking people who own the likeness rights or whatever, but literally his next of kin should be the people that decide that, and at bare minimum get paid for it.
Absolutely.
So that's super weird here. And Snoop Dogg,
it's also we're running into this thing. There's like an East versus West thing, and it's also with AI, in that like Japan doesn't understand why any of us are mad about the AI.
Yeah. There's overall, and there's a peripheral conversation attached to this too, which I was going to bring up, but we might as well touch it here.
Like the companies and the devs, they're like, what? Why?
Yeah, no. Overall, the anti-AI sentiment is very, very Western. Asia in general is much more accepting of it and just sees it as a new thing. And this is touched on by Gene Park, one friend of the show, who did elaborate on the story about Kojima, where he explained that what happened there actually sounds like the article he wrote was taken out of context. And it seemed as if there was a Kojima is going on board with this AI project with the director of Drive, and instead then there was a follow-up story that said actually he walked back from it in a new interview, and you know there was a bit of a sentiment to be like, oh, did he get a call from Guillermo? You know, is that what happened?
Right.
To which
it's like, no, not actually.
To which Gene then came out and basically explained, he's like, yeah, so I went to this event and I spoke with Nicholas Winding Refn, and he spoke with Kojima and got the understanding of what happened there. And, you know, not to paraphrase the article that you should go check out and read to see what he had to say about it himself, but I think the impression is that Kojima was always somebody who looked at it and said, this shouldn't be used creatively. He's not interested in it in that he's not interested in AI creatively in that context. He thinks it can be used for mundane work and rote stuff and, you know, assistance of whatever banal tasks, but not for the generative creative stuff. And it sounds like Nicholas Winding Refn also is he used it to make the trailer.
Really more interested.
He's more interested in, and he used it to make the trailer for this Prada show. Prada as a whole is a brand that is full in on it, and the whole fashion world is all gung-ho.
Well, yeah, no, the fashion people are all like psycho evil, like cannibals.
The fashion world is all gung-ho, insane, all in on it, and looking to have it do everything,
allegedly,
everything they want with their brand. And this art show, Satellites, was originally made by Nicholas Winding Refn and Kojima as just their friends, and they were basically doing the show. And it seems like Kojima participating in this show is like doing it as a favor to his friend, but it's not necessarily that he is on board with this whole AI generated trailer and all the content that's being put out there. And also at the show itself, there wasn't any AI content or anything that was used to make anything at the show. So basically, Gene wanted to clarify that, like, there's a Prada itself is going all in on AI. They have this promotional show called Satellites 1 and Satellites 2, which were not AI related. That was a collaboration between Kojima and Refn, and then Refn put out a promotional thing which was using AI to promote, but Kojima was never on board with that, and also the stuff that he did pretty much is a consistent statement from beforehand. So that's the update on the whole bit there. I think when it comes back to Stranger Than Heaven, though. Snoop Dogg has been no stranger to taking a paycheck left, right, and center wherever he can get it. If you were to go back through the list of endeavors and different entrepreneurial, things that he's gone into, besides becoming a Snoop Lion Rastafarian temporarily, Snoop Dogg...
That was fucking weird.
Snoop Dogg had a theme park. Snoop Dogg had a porn company. Snoop Dogg has Death Row Games. Snoop Dogg, he advertised that he was giving up smoking in order to sell a fake fireplace, a smokeless fireplace. I mean, the man will take a paycheck literally everywhere. It's insanity. So him coming out on stage to kind of like smooth over the weirdness of seeing Tupac walking out for this game trailer doesn't actually do that at all, because he's the last person that would give a shit about the integrity of it. So that's weird.
But smoke weed every day, though.
And
I think Snoop is like genuinely an incredible example of why you should not smoke weed every day. He like is just like confused every time he comes out on stage. Like, I think he's like fast forwarding some kind of dementive process. It's bad.
Well, I think they just point him in a direction and hand him a microphone, and then he just goes out and then he gets a paycheck when he walks back off stage. Like, go out there, say games. Yeah, Sega, my favorite, whatever. What are we doing? Am I singing? We're not. I'm not singing. Okay. All right. That,
I saw somebody in chat and says Pat really hates Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry. Me making fun of him for being so high he doesn't know where he is after we just finished a conversation where he's pimping out the ghost of his dead friend is the line.
And
are you people fucking serious?
And I think his son is on stage involved, but also to just direct dad where to go afterwards as well. Yeah. So look, man, Snoop is a hip hop legend, but like the man is not going to stand on stage and do anything of integrity or value to not cart out the ghost.
They hated each other. Then what's he doing on the stage? Announcing Tupac's
okay. Well, if we're gonna get into the y'all ain't got love for the West Coast bit, Suge Knight, you got the Bloods, you got the East Side. Okay, well, look, Bloods and Crips. The whole thing is here. Listen, if what we see in that game is the founding of the Tojo clan, and then Pac is like, yeah, I'm inspired, and then he goes back to America.
Oh, fuck off. No, shut up. That's terrible.
And founds the Bloods, which clearly is historically what he did. Oh, God.
And also, no, I actually don't like Snoop very much at all. Like I like his music, but like one of the tipping points for me is that being a world famous, beloved rapper and hip hop icon wasn't enough. He has to cheat and fake doing my job so badly he gets confused and wanders away.
There's that. There's these.
Fuck that. It's not enough to be one of the richest performers ever and be world beloved. No, I gotta do this too, but I don't want to do it. So I'll just record a bunch of shit and, oh no, I'm too high, I wandered away, I'm confused, I left it on for hours. Fuck him. Fucking embarrassing old ass man.
I really am starting to think there's a 50-50 shot that he's going to leave this game talking about the expanding new Crips that are back in America, and that they got to make a mob Pyru group to figure it out. And thank you, Yakuza, for inspiring me to
I got to be honest, I don't really know what you're talking
Okay, about. The Bloods and the Crips, the Bloods and the Crips back in the day, like and how they were founded, the Compton Pyrus, etc. There's a whole bit. Right, every set is repped, and there's a whole thing. But I'm thinking that the Tojos and the Omi, Are like, what if this Yakuza game says, and then America founded the Bloods versus Crips war based on looking at the fucking Tojo clan?
Isn't it just they didn't like each other's shirts? Is that not the beginning of that conflict?
Yeah, because
I have a blue shirt, you have a red shirt. I think you should wear a red shirt.
And when I put it in the washing machine, this shit just runs, and that sucks. And I hate that. That's not cool. So. Fuck you, get off my block.
Okay.
That's it. That's how it all started. Anyway. And then like someone came in wearing yellow and they're like, Latin Kings? How does that go in the wash? And listen, they walked up, they introduced it. It was the crowd made a guffaw.
Yeah, it was a very strange emotional reaction from the crowd and everybody at home. Just like
And then Virtua Fighter Crossroads apparently is the new single player action fighting game.
Bro, it's so fucking weird to have Virtua Fighter carry the torch for the Like a Dragons
and for Shenmue. I think what happened is the trailer leaked for Crossroads, and then
a little bit of it anyway.
And that all of that versus battle stuff was in it. And I think they went, let's not, now that leaked, that sucks. We can't reveal that. So let's reveal the story mode content instead.
No way. This was such a well-produced, gigantic presentation.
It was. Well, okay. The follow-up presentation afterwards, for sure. But I mean, the one that they showed, the short trailer that was on the actual game show, I'm just wondering if like they planned to show the thing that leaked and then decided to swerve away from it.
No way. They are definitely full speed ahead on selling this as a single-player action kung fu adventure that happens to have a fighting game in it. Because that's the trick. That's how they're going to trick people into playing fucking Virtua Fighter.
So
here's the hot new Like a Dragon game.
Hey,
it's got such a cool fighting system. It's like Shenmue. You remember Shenmue?
Actually, it looks like Sifu. At points when
it looks like the fantasy of what Shenmue wanted to be.
But the camera rotates into fighting game angle, and what I waited to see there, and what I was immensely happy about was there was no group attack. He fought one person at one time, and that
just rotates.
And as soon as someone went down, the camera rotated, and the fight continued. And I was like,
smart,
awesome. This continues to just be a pure fighter. Virtua Fighter Crossroads. I don't know what that leaked trailer is for then, but I mean, whatever the case.
The leaked trailer was the battle stuff that's like 2 minutes at the end of their giant presentation.
So there's a 2-minute battle trailer or so that we saw in that, and then there's a 25-minute video that shows off the whole thing. And when you see the whole thing, like,
you really get a feeling of like what they're focusing on to sell this, because it's a 25-minute trailer of which 22 minutes deals with the single player story.
It's kind of crazy. There's hanging out in the restaurant, eating. Who's Pai Chen? And like, all these moments of like world touring it, though it looks significantly better than World Tour.
The shot where he's walking by the mural and he's dodging the attacks on the mural is like so incredible.
That shot fucking sells it.
They're like, man, some of you people fucking love Virtua Fighter, but we love fucking Virtua Fighter. Look at these cool and they're all the old designs, so it's a really old mural.
That moment is meant to make you pop off if you're a fan, and it's also meant to make you, if you have no idea what Virtua Fighter is, you look at that and go, okay, these people are important, I should care. Right?
Yeah.
Is it and then Akira at the end with the stare down and the duel, like that is such a good shot. Incredible.
But then on top of that, they're like, okay, cool. So it's this action adventure very similar to RGG games in the past. He's going to be walking them around.
David Hayter.
You're going to be going on quests. You're going to be playing 4 characters, but you know who's going to be doing world building? David Hayter.
What's up with that? Yeah.
Okay. Well, who's going to be the lead writer? Oh, it's going to be Brad Kane. Fantastic. Who else? Who else? As Dusk Falls, Ghosts of Tsushima.
Okay.
And You versus Wild Out Cold.
Right.
Who else they got? Oh, they're going to get the scenario director, who's Tsuyoshi Furuta. What they work on. Like a Dragon series Judgment and Lost Judgment. Okay, so that guy knows how to direct a fucking scenario. Okay, well, what else do you got? Who else you got running this? Okay, you've got the scenario writer, Shinji Yamamoto. Well, what they work on? Oh, they worked on Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Persona 3, Shin Megami Tensei 4, Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner 2, Raido Kuzunoha versus King Abaddon.
Yeah.
Oh, so we know that guy knows how to write a fucking scenario.
So the secret to bringing back Virtua Fighter is to make a whole lot of it that isn't Virtua Fighter.
Yeah. And then you hide Virtua Fighter
inside
on the
of it. You sprinkle it in there. That's how you make him care.
They showed off that it's going to be 4 new characters. Like the World Tour equivalent is going to be 4 brand new characters. Mm-hmm. And you'll be following all 4 of their different stories. And then they showed this gigantic motherfucking chart of like all their chapters and all the side quests branching off of them, which includes side quest for Jeffrey hidden away on one of the screens.
This looks like it's going to be a phenomenal game. I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's going to sell like crazy until they do the Kiryu's confirmed in it.
No, Wooly, you're not thinking of it the right way. This is not a fighting game. Virtua Fighter Crossroads is not a fighting game. It is the newest RGG action-adventure game that's being built with top-shelf, wonderful graphics, expansive
market
scenario.
it that way. I had a friend that literally was in Discord going, wait, is Virtua Fighter Crossroads actually VF6? I saw that question be asked, and it's like...
No, Virtua Fighter Crossroads is the Virtua Fighter action-adventure game that once you are done with the expansive 4-character story that has alternate endings and branching paths, seriously, you will have a versus mode that will be there for you that you want to keep playing the game.
Yo, make money.
People don't give a fuck about fighting games.
Of course not. This is what...
regular human beings. They care about action-adventure games.
This makes perfect sense. This makes perfect sense. This is what you do. Now, in terms of getting the word out, we'll have to see how that goes, because it's still called Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, it does.
So we'll have to see how that goes.
Well, you notice it's implied to be VF6 by the title, but it doesn't actually say Virtua Fighter 6. Mm-hmm.
It is VI.
Yes. So they're doing the same thing that the Xbox 360 did, what all sorts of games do, where they start going to subtitle instead of numbers, so that they can be like, this is the perfect time to start playing Virtua Fighter.
Honestly, though, like all of that aside, like I don't particularly care in the sense that if it just is a existing 3D fighting game that's really awesome and Virtua Fighter's back, that's dope as hell. And 3D fighting really needs a pickup right now. So
it does. This is really like the timing went real.
So also like the discourse that is talking about like taking anytime we're returning the discourse to fighting games breaking through, I'm kind of like I don't care. I'm just like yeah whatever. Just make it good,
we actually have data on this. So this is a fighting game channel, yes, but Rufalmonger pointed out that he put up the Tifa trailer. The night that it happened, and he put out his video on the Crossroads presentation, but he wanted to get up as fast as possible, but unfortunately he could only get it up at midnight Eastern, which he described as death for a video, like the worst time you could put it out. And that Virtua Fighter Crossroads presentation on Rufalmonger's channel is flying past the Tifa announcement in terms of views.
Interesting.
People crave Virtua Fighter with a story and some pop to
Asterisk, Rufalmonger is the source people go to for Virtua Fighter information as well. So it's like you're going to the person that is known for being about that thing. Like people are flying over. If people are going over to Max for FF7, people are going to you for Yakuza and RE, you know, like so Rufal is also seeing a bunch of that as the fucking epicenter of that game, you know, online.
The people yearn for Virtua Fighter with a story that exists. That exists at all.
I'm also glad, speaking of things existing, about Wolf Among Us 2 existing For real.
Oh, that's cool.
I fucking love Wolf Among Us, and I'm really happy to finally see that.
Yeah,
after all
Paige
this
was
time.
really stoked.
Yeah, man. Fables is great, and this has been a long time coming, and it looks beautiful, and I'm super down for it. And they're putting 1 back out as well. It's one of the telltale things that, like, you know, was super interesting, but like kind of not forgotten, but it's just been so long, so it doesn't get brought up as much because there's been nothing to say about it, you know. So yeah, Wolf Among Us 2.
It's coming out. That's what's there to say about it now.
Interesting. Ninja Turtles Last Ronin.
Again.
I did not. That's a surprise.
Aren't you excited for another Platinum Ninja Turtles
Maybe
game?
this will be better. And it's what's left of Platinum, mind you, right? The Platinum remnants. Last Ronin as a pick is interesting though, because it's not just a random Ninja Turtles game. It is specifically choosing a story in an alternate reality where most of the turtles are dead except for one, and it's about the remaining turtle, you know. And it's initially like pitched as you don't know which one of the turtles is the one that was the last one, you know, until you go a little bit in. So it's just to see like how that gets adapted into a game I'm interested in. You know, can the remnants of Platinum do something interesting? Who knows? I think the stuff that we said about the weird stuff about Bayonetta 3, a lot of that was like, if you apply it to a different IP here, and if that last platforming whatever game, Cereza and the Ghost or whatever that thing was, apparently that's not too bad, right? So we'll see. I don't know. It might not be a complete write-off. We'll have to see more. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for I'd say the Summer Games Fest. And then Xbox Game Showcase.
Hey, what a great time for me to go take a piss. Excuse me.
BRB.
I'll come back.
Should I keep going?
Yeah, the boys need to go pee.
All right,
pee.
BRB.
Should you go be right back?
All right. Yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of piss, there are 48 hours to get your Reggie plush left.
Oh, don't worry. I got him. I ordered him.
Just letting the people know.
That's brutal. Yeah.
This is what happens when you enter the arena. You step in the ring. Hey.
What are you gonna do if his plushie outsells yours?
Oh, we talked about this. The number that appears after it's done is a straight up value. And if whatever that number is, I have been maximizing as much, pushing as hard as possible every week to let everybody know to get their Reggie plush available now, only 2 days left, because at the end of that, it's a statement on your value as a person. It is an objective, qualifying default score that will be abided by from this point forward till the end of time.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
It's kind of nuts. It's a little bit psychotic, actually. But this is what has happened.
So back to the Microsoft show.
Emergence Day.
Dude, I woke up and I watched that and I was bored to tears. They showed Persona 4 Revival. Looks great. Coming out February. Sick. When the fuck am I going to play that shit?
Do you remember when Gears of War 1 came out? And
it was hot. It was hot as fuck.
And we were all in on the lore, and we were talking.
It was crazy hot. I had the Destroyed Beauty art book.
And we were talking about, could you imagine what if we got a game that was all about Emergence Day?
Yeah, and it's like it took too long, and the series has been on a downswing, and it hasn't evolved meaningfully in 10, 15 fucking years.
Hey, look, it's Assassin's Creed China.
And the most interesting thing about it, by far, was they said, hey, we thought long and hard about making this an Xbox exclusive, and we're always going to make the best decision, not the fastest decision. And then we find out that they made that decision the night before, based off of nothing,
and that
because the devs didn't know, and they put out a goddamn video doing a deep dive that had PS5 logos all over it.
And in fact, the PS5 build exists and is uploaded.
And is done.
It's just simply not available for purchase.
Someone in the chat pointed out that Space Marine gives everybody what they want out of Gears of War and more because it's fucking Warhammer.
It's
Space Marine kicks ass.
It's kind of crazy that like we're getting these types of games where this is exactly what folks were asking for 20 years ago.
Yeah. This should have been, instead of Gears of War Judgment, it should have been E-Day as the fourth game.
You know, and
instead of an unrelated fucking non-prequel.
But
also, it's like some of their talk about the fucking storyline was so fucking weird and myopic, or like it's about it's about you and your brothers and sisters in arms making it through this. And then they show Dom and Ty. Both of those characters eat a gun. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I just watched the individual trailer releases after the fact, but I think
it's crazy.
I'm imagining back when they made the first game, the thought was like, we can't actually do a Gears of War that would be like we don't have the tech to do a full insane city, you know, of emergent of the city chaotic nightmare that day would be.
Totally,
right?
And like they showed it off, and it's literally like the same Gears gameplay as ever, with
running
the background
down the street,
falling to pieces, and it's like, dude, it doesn't wow me anymore.
And I think too, like the bit of like, okay, here's the thing, you run up to it and you stab it, and then here comes a chainsaw, and then is there going to be a moment of like looking at the chainsaw, looking at the gun, and going, you know, like is that how they're going to bill it? I don't know. It feels like at least the way it's presented, it's like shit started popping and you were a soldier that was ready to go almost immediately, just in civilian clothes, you know, as opposed to like you slowly became.
Also, like bluntly, like the characters all look like shit outside of
the big uniforms. Yeah.
They look
wearing normal
terrible.
clothes.
Like, the proportions are bad. It sucks.
Yeah.
But hey, they showed Persona 4 Revival, and that looks hot as fuck.
That game looks gorgeous. I feel sad that I just don't want to play it because it's been a long time for me. Okay.
So I could, but at the same time, like, you know what that game needs really bad? Like, really, really bad? They need to, if we're talking about full content additions, everything, they need to put back the fucking side of the S-Link where you fuck Yosuke.
Oh, just full cowardice out.
Where Yosuke is gay for you.
Put it back in there. All of it.
Because I look back on his character, and his character makes way more sense and is way less awful if he's dealing with weird gay thoughts the whole time.
All the homophobic stuff because you're being closeted.
Yeah.
I think...
he's like, I don't know if I can hang out in a tent with you guys by myself. Yeah, because your dick is hard, dude.
The game is just way too long for me to ever replay, I think, but it looks fucking beautiful. It looks kind of almost like, like if you remember playing the first one, you know, in your head and you haven't seen it since, you might give yourself a false memory of that this is what it looked like with the cool yellow shadows and everything.
I don't know. It's pretty shiny.
And
it's pretty shiny.
No, and clearly it's like, okay, you can do the big 3 games all in this new style that you've gotten since 5, and then Metaphor.
They're gonna do Persona 4, and it's gonna be really fucking funny, dude. Sorry, Persona 5. They're gonna do Persona 5.
P5R is already
it's gonna be Persona 5 Royale with cheese.
And if you ask for them to go before 3, they will fucking throw you out the window. They will defenestrate you.
What's that? It's like the opposite of Valve.
P1, P2, die. Death.
They also showed Persona 6 for like 1 second.
And
it's green.
And spooky.
I want to say, by the way, I called green like 10 years ago.
Well, of course, you got to do all the primary colors.
No, not of course. I could have been wrong. Never underestimate my ability to be wrong.
Sure, but it follows suit, and if I'm not, and then the just looking at the previous as well. But here's what's more important is.
Yeah, did you see the leaked screenshot?
I didn't, but
oh, that's important.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna, for me, what I was gonna say is it's green and spooky, but that doesn't matter because chairs with balls and chains with slavery wanting emancipation that's a lot more hardcore of a thesis statement than the actual game you got. So whatever the spooky green thing is, soften it down by about 60%. Water it down.
Okay, well there's one screenshot that I saw that looked very legitimate and came out before this, and the color was green.
From the leaks?
Yeah, and it was the background of like the text was like green and like a TI-83 calculator. And the main character is white and blonde.
Okay, I'm just Googling this. Huh. So I heard there was a leak, but I don't know how much there was in it. But yeah, okay. I guess. And I saw Atlas saying sorry that happened.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming it was.
Yeah, it looks like the main character of Persona 6 will be a white guy.
Okay.
Which is, I want all sorts of weird S-links.
I mean, they already pretty much confirmed the high school bit and everything in their description, though, right?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah,
that's all as it ever was. No, I'm just looking at like the graves and the whole like horror imagery and just feeling like you guys are, you're setting a tone.
Oh, it's gonna be bombastic with cool ass music.
You're setting a tone here, but it's just clearly gonna be so much softer than you're implying when we actually get down to it. Anyway, yeah, P6 is coming.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. There's another character too with yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we see? We saw those two. We saw Emergence Day. Then there was a look at Senua. So Hellblade 3.
Sure. Sure.
Still got to go play the second game, but like that fucking I really liked that first one. That impressed me.
Yeah, I crazy talked myself into a clip there because I was complaining about women, and then like Senua showed up and I was like, God damn it, a woman. Fuck. Shit.
Well, Senua's cool.
Now.
I really yeah. Hellblade's dope. I guess this is the it sounded like the final, perhaps? It's like a trilogy.
Sure, whatever. They said that last time.
Did you touch any of them or no?
I played Senua 1 or Hellblade, and then I remember talking to Gene about Senua 2, and he was like, "It's pretty, but there's like not a whole lot."
Did you like it? Okay,
it was all right. It was more interesting than it was good. If that statement,
I understand.
Makes sense.
I liked it because I was it was interesting, but I was expecting so much less of the combat. Is what happened there, I think. And then we saw Yeah.
Dude, that game looks like shit. That Crazy Taxi
Crazy Taxi is back, and they played the music that everyone wanted to see, and before the
which is why I have fucking emails in my fucking email about how monetization cannot be enabled for the fucking
I mean, look, there was one job, and it was to get Offspring, and they did that, right? The second job was to not put up an AI content disclaimer, but this is the world we live in now.
And then the third job was to make it not look like shit, and it totally looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah is actually IA. I feel like there was two directions they could have gone in. One was the one they went with the more like realistic look. The other, they could have gone super stylized and insane. And by going more realistic, it looks like a mobile fake ad. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It looks like the genre.
Yeah, it looks poor.
It looks like
good.
like fake video game ads that you see for stuff that's lying to you on your phone. Yeah. I really hope that this does not spell the same fate for obviously Jet Set Radio and the other stuff.
Oh, it totally does. It totally does. Sega already canceled their Super Game.
Got canceled. We saw a little bit more of Jet Set Radio, including the new Professor K, who, hey, guess what? If I put on a fucking suit and tie, if I put on a collar and tie, that's me. There I am. What's up? And some shades.
That's true, yeah.
That's a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else from that you cared about?
No, it was pretty scanty. It was pretty scanty.
And then this morning,
okay, they announced a lot of that shit, but the most important thing is the thing that wasn't at that fucking Nintendo Direct at all. They announced a port of Muramasa Revenant Blades, the Vita /
PS5,
Wii game,
Switch 2, Switch,
Vanillaware.
and PC. That's
PC
for the first time ever. Vanillaware.
Personal computer. Oh, we didn't talk about fucking Guild
Wars 3.
Guild Wars 3 coming to consoles, coming to
That's
PC.
another one. So that's
year.
another one where the trailer had a big long build up, and it was like, how soon can you recognize what game you're looking at?
There was no shot. There was no shot in hell recognizing that one because it was all new shit. Guild Wars 3 is primarily interesting because they're finally going to make a Guild Wars game you can play with a fucking controller. But also, ArenaNet makes good MMOs, but they just relaunched Guild Wars 1, and they are going to support Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, and Guild Wars 3, all three MMOs simultaneously.
That's pretty impressive. Okay. Also, isn't that isn't that counterproductive for like subs?
It's three different teams. What subs? They don't do subs. ArenaNet has the controversial buy to play model for MMOs.
True. Okay.
That's the trick. That's how they can do it. Buy to play.
So then it's server costs over time, hope enough microtransactions.
And those are managed by the microtransaction stores they all have.
Okay.
Which is like some cosmetics and some
But they don't
stuff.
compete with each other as a result.
Nope. And they're all going to be very different games. Like Guild Wars 1 and 2 are very different from each other. They're like fundamentally different at their core. And they said that it's going to be action combat. So from my gut on this is that they are making Western Black Desert, but what if it wasn't dog shit?
Wait, so you press an attack button to swing an attack?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
And they also they want to focus a lot on movement and traversal and moving your character around.
Okay. Nintendo Direct this morning dropped a couple things. So
there's like a couple things. I don't know. I watched it. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was kind of a big deal, actually.
Devil May Cry 5, nothing new edition.
Sure.
For the Switch.
Sure, that's fine.
Dusk Bloods exists, and
we saw it, and it exists.
There's nothing to say except there will be a demo this summer.
Yeah, that's it.
Final Fantasy Resonance is really funny.
So I did not know that people loved Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I did not know that they loved it.
So for me, I just saw this, and I saw a brand new thing that was like sprite-based and looking like HD 2D. Yeah, it looked really interesting. I was like, oh, that's cool. Is this a new thing? And it's called Final Fantasy Resonance.
No.
Right, but I did not know anything. And
I also did not know.
But here's what's funny. You ever notice how like you were watching a trailer for a game and you know that it's a re-release simply because they're not talking about the character's world or plot. They're talking about the technical specifications of the game. Right? So the first time you've heard about this game and they're describing its art style, its engine, and like the things that it's getting, and you're like, wait, but what's the world? What's the setting? What are we looking at? And you go, oh, this must be a re-release of something people already know, And like just you can tell by a trailer whether you should be whether you're seeing it for the first time and the world is learning about this, or you're like, hey, you remember this? Well, here's what we added to it. It looks really cool though. And
it is a de-gachified Final Fantasy.
So I was going to ask, it's I know it's a mobile Final Fantasy game, but like, was there actually a game in there?
Yeah, it ran for like 10 years. So like, there's like Ariana Grande. People were telling me he's in that game, voiced. I think.
What?
Like it was a fucking ass mobile game. And apparently Octopath Zero was like, people were very happy with how that got decatchified.
So the gacha is just a fucking early access version of a thing that can be re-released later.
Kind of. It kind of looks like it. It's a fundamentally different game, right? Because the battle system's going to be different because it's not a gacha game anymore.
But there's now a through line for multiple games that are getting de-gachified and re-released proper.
Yeah, so get ready for the standalone single-player card game Teppen Chronicles or whatever the fuck.
I mean, when No,
wish.
I wouldn't expect that. But I feel like at some point I could imagine a world where Hoyo says, "Nah, fuck it. We want some big proper sale money of something," and maybe takes a game that's not as actively blowing up, like Zenless is hitting and all their current Hoyo stuff is hitting. Maybe something that's phased out, and then does like a big release with that or so. I could see something like that happening. They're making money though, so they would have to.
So yeah, this is a win. This is a win. Oh yeah, no, but ZZ's never going to do that.
No, never. That's what I'm saying. Not something that's currently crushing it. It would have to be something that starts to be less relevant. Ocarina of Time remake.
Cool. They didn't show anything, but it's this year. Weird.
So, how many re-releases have there been? Because
not as many as you.
Yeah, because I had a weird moment of going, wait a minute, did we do this? No, we didn't.
There was a 3DS version.
We did ports, but there's never a full remake.
It was the 3DS version.
That wasn't a remaster?
It was new models. It was new assets. Okay.
But now it's the Hire That Man version. Yes. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, yeah.
Looks nothing. It's nothing to say
cool.
until it actually drops.
I would think they would have to expand it a little bit because the game's actually quite primitive by today's standards.
Yep. No. 3DS version was the remake. I get that. So, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave tactically dropping itself on September 17th.
Motherfucking pieces of shit. 4 houses now. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. You get it? Because there's 4 main
Wait, we moved away
now.
from it, but Vanillaware PC is a thing now? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Muramasa is on the Steam
Are
right
we
now.
testing the waters to decide about the rest?
It appears that I bet you Marvelous Inc. is testing the waters, not Vanillaware. Their publisher.
Testing the waters of, do we want money?
Well, I would imagine if I was publishing Vanillaware games, I would be yelling at them every single fucking day.
I need
to put their fucking games on.
I need to jump into the future where we're reporting on the story where after it's all said and done and the dust settles, someone comes out and says, yeah, I worked with George Kamitami and he just actively despised the PC. And we were...
I think I remember reading an interview where they said that.
I'm like, I need to get an inside fly on the wall story that is a personal grudge that stops this from happening, no matter how much the money would help them.
It's especially silly because every single project they put out, they go, we ran out of money on the last week before this shipped, and hopefully you buy it so we can pay our staff and not have to fire everyone. They've said that 3-4 times.
George, it doesn't have to be this way. And then he goes, yeah, it fucking does.
All right, George. Just go back to drawing your big fat titties and asses. We'll handle the business on this end.
List of games coming out in September 2026.
It's bad. By the way, Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen got announced at this Nintendo Switch thing as well.
Fire Emblem, Dune Awakening, Control Resonant, Silent Hill, Townfall, Onimusha, Minecraft Dungeons, if you care.
Oh, it's a death zone, dude. It's the worst that's ever been. There's never been anything worse than this September for
something
video
called
games.
Riz Dungeon.
Riz Dungeon?
Yeah. Anyway,
don't like it. Here it is. I have the list.
I'm looking at a giant one, but Valor Mortis.
Yeah, from
Aion 2.
Mom posted it. But it goes from August 27th to November 3rd. Do you have that one?
I have one for all months.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's just like between August 27th and October 9th, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 games.
Yeah, the one I have is including even smaller ones, but and then you bleed into October to just get the rest of that: Ace Combat, Galactic Racer, Rayman, Gears of War,
Dark Arisen is
Kingdom
October 9th
Hearts
as well. Castlevania is October 13th,
and FF Resonance.
Yeah, it's to the 22nd.
Okay, so there was the Xenoblade Genesis.
So I remember the last big direct.
Did you catch up?
I was like, they're going to announce the.
Did you catch up?
What's
you were
that?
doing the Xeno series. Okay.
I did not catch up. I played the first one because I had the definitive edition on the Switch that when you play it on Switch 2, runs at a locked 30, which is my minimum, right? And I'm like, I will maybe take a look at 2 and 3 when they remaster these fucks. And then there was like multiple directs in a row where like I knew that they were making these remasters, but they didn't announce them. And I'm like, oh, they're waiting to put out the remasters as the lead up to Xenoblade 4. So they're putting out the remasters as a lead up to Xenoblade 4, which is coming out next year.
Yeah, 2027. Right.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch ports, Sports Resort, Rhythm Heaven Groove, Star Fox demo.
Sure, it looked fine. It looked like a fucking Star Fox
And then
game.
Kingdom Hearts 4.
Cool.
Is it weird at all to see that all in a city in Japan looking super different?
It's extremely
because it looks weird to me.
It's extremely.
It looks really weird to see this not at all.
In
a Disney setting.
It looks like a fucking Nintendo hire this man fucking fan game. It's bizarre.
I mean, surely that's got to be like, you know, a chunk of the game, but there is also going to be the going to the game worlds, right?
Maybe. He's holding what looks to be like a Moana Keyblade, which makes perfect sense.
Unless it's planet Earth and overlapping. I don't know what's going on there, but it's just I just see Tokyo and I'm like, huh. And then Switch is getting a bunch of ports of stuff. There's some DLC for, you know, Donkey Kong and everything. Pokopia. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. So, you know.
Oh, there was something else. Deltarune
Chapter 5.
Is going to be
True.
June 24th. And I was like, I hope they don't fucking show Deltarune. I don't want Deltarune to come out soon. And then within a millisecond of me saying that, Toby Fox's goddamn puppet jumped up on the fucking screen.
Yeah. It's crowded, man. It's crowded.
God
so, that's the last chapter, right?
No, it's 2 more.
Oh, is it 7? Okay.
Yeah, it's 7. Yeah, Crazy Talk's getting real bad lately. It's getting real bad.
Okay, well, beyond that, there you go. There's your, like, E3 is gone, but this is your E3.
This is just as good.
It's
this is
just
a lot of
3
shit.
days of nonstop announcements all in one shot. And and then side announcements at the same time, which is crazy, honestly, if like throwing stuff out there, like we're catching these wind peripheral things at the same time. But the only other stuff I had here was the kind of insane and ridiculous, just unfortunate newsletter that GOG put out.
I would say that is very unfortunate.
So they made a newsletter post and they used some runes and a logo, and they did not check the display of how these runes would appear on all devices and how it would appear when translated to German. So for one reason or another, you got Slavic Adventure with the fucking SS logo going out from Good Old Games, and they're like, sorry, that's not what we meant to happen. It was just a bad text and wingding type situation for certain languages, but boy, is it just an unfortunate sequence of events. There was...
It reminds me of a very famous Northern Lion clip. Have you seen the clip of NL playing Call of Duty Warzone and he's spray painting the wall? So he's waiting in the gulag and he spray paints like an S symbol on the wall and he's like, haha. And then he puts another one and he realizes immediately that he's like made the SS logo, and he like immediately shuts up and stops talking and he's like, so he tries to spray it again, but it's like a maximum of 2 sprays in the gulag, and he's just like rinsing his mouth like, oh no, and he's shooting it and trying to blow it up with grenades and it won't go, and he just like panics and just runs away to the other side.
Can you not just replace it with a different one? Like,
no, you can't, dude.
God, that's hilarious. Yeah. There was that. There was not. This was pretty much like also something in the leaks from beforehand, but for those out there that give even a slight a shit, which is literally 0 people, Rick Stroud announced. So Rick Stroud fanboys was a term that was used disparagingly back in the day, where they, for people who liked deep cut SNK lore, like idiots like me, they'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, you Rick Stroud fanboy."
Rick's cool.
Rick was cool. The problem was that Vanessa was cooler.
She's much cooler.
So Vanessa, the boxing MILF from KOF, is lifted the moves completely from this Native American boxer that had white dreads. And she just replaced him. She took his moves and replaced him permanently. And that was the end of Rick. You know? To which I say, yeah, fine. That's a good one too. I get it. But now it's like, you know, they're going back to it, and it's not quite a Fong to Aki situation, but yeah. There's just I'm just reminded of the slurs of you know, the early aughts, and Rick Stroud fanboy was one of them.
That's not a fucking slur. Rick Stroud fans are not a fucking protected class.
They ought to be.
They wouldn't hire me. I'm going to fire a fucking Disability Act lawsuit because they wouldn't hire me because I wore a Rick Stroud t-shirt to the interview. That's not a real thing.
Now, what if I told you some of them were like, well, fuck Vanessa?
I wish.
It was, from the moment I saw Vanessa, I always loved her and thought she was great, but I did go, that's the end of our boy. He's dead forever.
Yeah, no, it's like genuinely shocking how much, like, how more easily, what's the word? Like lovable Vanessa.
But have you ever had that moment of watching your character get replaced and you're like, I'm not even mad. I'm just sad, kinda.
No, I picked the best character ever.
Because I'm just it's such a weird thing to just be like, I can't hate, but I'm just sad. Anyway, the last little bit was a little update. You remember the other day when we were talking about how the game...
I do. I played Bayek in Tekken 2.
Oh, and you wanted, yeah.
And I was like, get the fuck out of my fucking face,
if you're
Bayek.
a fan of the original teachers or Bruce Irving or any of those dudes, yeah. You want version 1, and here comes the student, and you're like, fuck that.
Horang is way better, dude.
Also, he's a hot boy with the hot boy appeal in a motorcycle. And
absolutely, and he's
he has a chuny eye patch.
Oh, that was so strange.
Why does Hwoarang believe that he's an 8th grader with superpowers? I don't understand.
Maybe because he fights a literal devil man,
and he didn't cause World War III.
Yeah, he didn't.
A little update to the last time we talked about the CEO of GameStop wanting to buy out eBay. And there was an interview where they interviewed Ryan Cohen, and they're like, so how are you going to do that? And he went like, ways. With the money. And they're like, what money? And he's like, the money. And they're like, but you said the money. You told us how much money, and it's not enough. And he's like, well, we have the money. And they're like, you're not answering the question. That was hilarious. And, of course, no story, no shot without its chaser. As of today, the GameStop CEO, Ryan Cohen, is attempting a hostile takeover of eBay.
With what money?
The money. Didn't you hear? Yeah, so, you get a bunch of fucking thugs together. I don't know. You get some dark money, and you get some stuff that's unreported, and you try to do it through the stocks and through the shareholders. And right now eBay is, I guess, fighting back against that, because initially they expressed that this was an unserious person with an unserious offer. But the reason why he was talking that way is because he had other plans. So we'll see.
A bunch of stupid fucking bullshit.
Let's take some emails.
Hey, before we do, why does Thresh's deep sea costume give him fat tits?
I didn't see it, but
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, it's
I think you
crazy.
know the answer to that question. It's the same reason why Ari is getting her 8th skin.
Yeah, that's true. Gives him weird, gigantic, fat squid boobies.
Also, I have seen human Thresh, and human Thresh also has fat tits. Have you seen human Thresh?
Here you go. Yeah, I have, yeah. No, but seriously, look at that.
I get that. But you go look up that human Thresh costume, and like, of what little there is to say, he has the fattest tits.
It was really scary there for a second that like they
as a default
Thresh in, because they tried to push human Thresh for a while.
I could see that being a special costume at some point.
Nobody liked it. Nobody was into it. It was very
there you go. I have no connection to this character or lore whatsoever, and I definitely could feel the thing of please keep the skeleton man being a skeleton. But what I will say, looking at this human form, is they made him a hot Chinese wuxia like villain. Is what he gives the energy of, and that's not what I saw coming.
Not a fan of his muscles.
Not what I saw coming.
Like I still think he looks really cool, but I want a goddamn.
Well, what about a skeleton head with fat tits? You know what? Why am I talking to you? You're not the fucking authority here.
Paige has weighed in, and she does not care for Thresh's design because he's got muscles, and he's not just a
so Skeletor is a no-no?
No.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought that.
No, skeleton. Because
Skeletor has a big buff chest, and he's ripped to shit.
Yeah, and he's not a skeleton.
I see. I didn't know that was a deal breaker. Interesting.
It's an extraordinary.
even like the lower you go, when you got to bone up,
All bone up.
but like,
So let me give you an example. So Paige is streaming Mass Effect
Yeah.
right now, right? She's streaming Mass Effect 1. And she is streaming Mass Effect 1 in a goofy fucking way. Because every time I turn on the stream, she's drawn like mustaches and shit on her face. It's fucking hilarious. But she saw Saren.
yes,
And she saw Saren being a boned up skeletal birdman with robot shit coming out of him. And she was like,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. But that's
Right.
but I'm just saying that like at some point, even if you have skeleton body, skeleton head, skeleton everything, I'm assuming you want them. You want that
Skeleton.
trouser full.
Skeleton. No. Skeleton.
Damn. Okay. All right. Wow. Not even the logistics.
No, there's logistics. And the logistics is skeleton.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Like when I was explaining to her, oh yeah, Turians have like a carapace. They're like hard body the whole way around. She's like, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like a skeleton.
Okay. I get it. I'm the one that's calling for the Uma Musume to be more Uma and less Musume.
That's
Castle Super Beast Mail
That's dangerously cheesy,
at
bro.
gmail.com.
That's dangerously cheesy.
Castle Super Beast Mail at gmail.com. Yeah, if you're going to go in on a monster girl or a monster boy or a monster design, fucking commit. Get in there. More monster. I agree.
I assume we will see more
I
a classic Thresh that's just not available in China. Because that's what's up. That's what's going on there.
From Leonard Church. Dear Titan Wooly and Warlock Pat, in light of...
Oh, dude! Leonard wrote in. I know Leonard.
Dear Titan Wooly and Warlock Pat, in light of Destiny's end of service, what is your...
Of course.
What could have been? Essentially, what was the thing that you saw great potential in, but it never fully captured? Best regards, a sad hunter.
So Leonard Church is of note as a guy that would respond to me complaining about Destiny, and I would be like, your name is a red versus blue reference, and your avatar on Twitter / Blue Sky is the Destiny logo. So I'd be like, bro. And then over time, as the game started to like fucking run down, he started to be like, oh fuck. And I reached out to him when Destiny fucking died. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know. Right? Because he's like, the Warframe just ain't the same, and he's right.
What's the name of that Dante Virgil Warframe, by the way? Okay.
I don't know.
So my answer would be Mega Man Legends 3, because it's not about what that game could have been, because that clearly could have been a really cool return. I wanted to see Mega Man Legends 3 come back and be a really cool game, so that the game that comes after that could have been fucking incredible. Like, I wanted to see a third Mega Man Legends game, and then once that's back and it's good and established and it's like a smaller in scale but still a good game, the thing they make after, when it's back, that's a bigger, crazier, awesome game that has that art style and those characters and that type of world just like fully committed to it, would be unbelievable. You know, Mega Man Legends 4 hypothetically is something that I god damn would love to see, and you know, if we ever get something like it, it's not going to be for at least a decade, but it's a shame. There was a lot of potential there, because
I don't know. I don't really have what could have been that I can think of right now. I really struggle.
All right, and we'll just take one here. Dear Basilio and Fidelio. Sure.
Oh no. Oh, don't call me that.
I mean, look, we don't sound like Oasis, but I am tall and dark. You know?
Yeah, but like as soon as those two shitheads showed up on the screen every time I streamed it, I would just scream out, "Yo, is that the fucking Blowjob Brothers?"
Not like that.
They sound like Ringo to me.
Yeah, well, it
felt like hanging out with the fucking evil
is it the Liverpool accent, or I'm not sure. I think it's the particular type, the particular one. Yeah, there's the Oasis, there's there's that, and then there's the it's not quite Cockney British. It's the other kind.
Oh, there's more than one.
There is more than one British. In fact, there is. Yes, there's the northern British. The ones that sounds a little more fucking Winterfell. I guess that's what I'll say. The North. Anyways, the actual thing is, Until Dawn 2 Electric Boogaloo. When Supermassive worked on Until Dawn, they were locked into a work-for-hire contract where Sony kept the IP and royalties for the titles they produced, which was great when Supermassive were a tiny no-name startup, but not so much now. Basilic Moon were on a similar contract for the Until Dawn remake, and it bankrupted them. So Fire Sprite, on the other hand, are an internal Sony studio, the Liverpool Wipeout guys, and Reborn.
There are people from the former Until Dawn team on that team.
So Sony keeps any IP and money. They don't like sharing IP and money. It's simple as that. So the Dark Pictures aren't published by Sony for the simple reason that they'd keep all the IP and money, not due to some falling out. It's purely business.
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe that.
I did not know that there was a... Well, I mean, obviously, it's like, the fact that someone else is being handed it is that, Supermassive doesn't own the thing. But I guess at the time, I just assumed it was like, this is their big hit. It's, Fun fact, Sony XDev commissioned original Until Dawn to spite David Cage, who told them that he was the only genius capable of making such a game.
Oh, that's great. He's not even capable of making the kinds of games
That's
he
really
makes.
funny, if true. Big if true. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Don't forget to check out twitch.tv/PeachSaliva and youtube.com/PeachSaliva/live tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. She's going to be doing more Mass Effect. I don't know what the fuck she's up to with that shit.
Goodbye.
Go check it out.